7 o'clock here, team. Rock and roll. Ready to rock and roll here.
Rock and roll.
August 11th here, 2026. I just want to make a mention of a quick thank you to Deputy Supervisor Robert Moore last meeting. And then the town board, of course, the town clerk, Dawn Schweinsberg, for your dedication to our town and care in my absence at last July's meeting. And special shout out to my fiance and the mother of my son that was born on he didn't want me to be at that meeting that evening. So it's kind of funny how that all worked out. Anyway, back to business. We're going to jump right into a public hearing here on local law number blank of 2026, amending sections 419-7 and 419-8 of chapter 419 code, senior citizens exemption, to increase the income limits for exemptions. Will the clerk read the proposed resolution?
Resolution adopting local law blank of 2026 entitled A Local Law Amending Chapter 419, Article 3, Section 419-7 and 419-8 of the Code of the Town of Webb to increase the senior citizens tax exemption income limits.
Okay. At this time, we'll open it up to the public. All comments shall be directed to the town board and be relevant to the topic. Will become part of the record. When called upon, please state your name for the record. Please keep comments to 2 minutes. I could probably give a little mention of what exactly this is for anyone who isn't aware of it. Anyone over the age of 65 making under $39,000 will qualify for 50% assessed value reduction for town taxes to be based off of. So we're just adjusting those limits through town, we think. Anybody has anything on that? Now's your turn. Okay. I guess having heard all comments from those wishing to speak on this topic, having heard
Got one.
Go ahead, Gary. There we go.
My name is Gary Stout.
There we go.
What's the tax year going to be for that, starting next year?
Yeah.
Can't go retroactive?
Not sending money back there.
Yes.
Not sending any money back, all right. So it's going to be for the 26, 27.
It would, yeah, affect your 27, 28 town again.
27.
Yeah.
This is Tina Uckel for anyone who's wondering.
Sorry.
Not less than that.
And
And I'm hoping to go, I'm going to the school to propose the same thing. So hopefully it will affect the 2028 school taxes too.
if we adopt,
If they adopt
Yeah,
it,
next
and
meeting.
if the school does it. If the town board is so inclined, which I hope they are.
anybody else? Dennis.
Dennis Kenny.
Yeah.
Just an old guy. I think it's a great idea.
Dennis Kenny loves it. Okay, mark that down. Ron?
What was what limit are you thinking about moving into? I didn't hear that.
So it was going from 21?
It's going from, currently it's on a sliding scale. It's $18,000 or less than 50% off. And that's why I was proposing the 39,000 to get us up to, today's standard of living. I mean, I can't imagine even making less than 40,000 a year and owning a home here and being able to pay all our bills. So for our seniors who've been paying taxes all their life, I think deserve, that.
I agree.
Anybody else? Ron?
Ron DeBray. I am too old. I qualify for the tax reduction if I own real estate in Old Forge, but I pay rent and have been for years and years now. And good luck to everybody else. I wish my landlord was old enough so he could qualify.
Nicest thing you ever said about your land.
That is the truth. That's a good one.
That was a public hearing.
That's a good one.
All right, let's move on. Is that it? Okay. Having heard all comments from those wishing to speak on this topic, would someone like to make a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Ben, second.
I'll second it.
Mike, and this is an all in favor.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Okay. On to another public hearing. To consider imposition of an administrative fee of $15 per billing cycle to each Old Forge Thandera Water District user bill. Another public hearing here on this one. This is recent, we've been talking about in recent meetings. Pretty self-explanatory there, but all comments shall be directed to the town board and be relevant to the topic and will become part of the record. When called upon, please state your name for the record. Please keep comments under 2 minutes.
No comment on this
No
one.
comment on that one, huh?
Wow, you're all so quiet.
Well, we have it in here too that we're going to keep this one open anyhow for anyone who couldn't be here tonight or any local residents with a busy August and whatnot. And the last meeting we mentioned that we're going to have the hearing scheduled in September anyhow. So
Extended.
if you know anybody that wants to, has anything on this that couldn't be here. So having heard all comments from those wishing to speak on this topic, would someone like to make a motion to leave open and continue this public hearing regarding the administration fee on the Old Forge Thunder Water District users until the town board meeting to be held on September 8th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Town of Webb offices, 3140 State Route 28, Old Forge, New York, at which time the public hearing will resume and additional public comment will be accepted. I'd like to make a motion on that.
I'll make a motion to close
Mike?
the public hearing. Or resume it for the
Yes.
next meeting, sorry.
I'll second it.
You. Okay, and this is an all in favor as well?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Now we're on to the regular meeting agenda here, Town of Webb August regular meeting. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you haven't signed in, you still have an opportunity to do so, please do. And please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our next regular meeting is on September 8th at 7 p.m., Tuesday. Our September audit of the claims meeting will be held on Tuesday, September 1st at 5:30 p.m. Executive session may occur this evening if deemed necessary, and we're going to hand it off to Ian Corrier from Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield with an update on health insurance for townwide here.
Give you guys pens.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Like free pens.
All right, I'll keep this.
Nothing.
You're right. This is
Oh,
not
we
free.
know that.
Especially not health insurance. Yeah.
Shoot the messenger.
Just made me feel good for a minute.
Thank you. I don't even want to say
Thank you,
what
sir.
that increase.
Yep. Thank you.
Don, here you go.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ian Poirier. I'm actually from Burnham Benefit Advisors. I do not work for Excelis. I'm just the messenger. But what I want to do tonight, every year I come down in August. We don't have the rates yet, but I wanted to just give an update of what's to come in September. We're waiting patiently for New York State to release the rates because we're under 50 employees here. Oh, sorry, because we're under 100 employees here. The carriers actually don't set the health insurance rates. They ask the state what they want for an increase, but then the state sets the rates. And we should have those rates by the middle to end of September traditionally. So my job is to work with the town. We're municipal health insurance marketplace specialists. We work with over 50 municipalities. Most of them aren't going to have the same increases we have here because most municipalities have similar plans. What I wanted to do tonight is just quickly give an update. I don't want to take up too much time because we don't have the rates. But what I was going to work off of is just this agenda right here that I put in the kits. And again, back in May, all the health insurance carriers that are listed on this list right here that operate throughout New York State made a request to New York State with what they wanted for an increase for 2027. These are not approved, and usually the carriers do not get what they ask for. The state usually cuts them down. It's just too early in the year to know if that's going to happen yet. But when you go down this list, you'll see, not all of these insurance companies operate up here, but this gives us a nice representation in New York State. On average, the health insurance carriers ask for a 25.7% increase. Now, we're well below that with our plans. And again, I'm anticipating the New York State Department of Financial Services to cut these requested increases down from what is listed here. Now, the 4 carriers that operate in our area, I listed right here. We're with Excelis. On average, Excelis asks for 17%. Good news is both of our plans are below that. And again, I'm anticipating the state cutting them further. I don't work for Excelis. I work for the town, really. And these are the other carriers that we could look at. But I want to mention some things. MVP, we've never moved to MVP. They're actually filing to pull out of Clinton, Essex, Franklin, Hamilton, and St. Lawrence counties for 2027. They continue to tell the state they're losing money in those counties. They pay out more in claims than they take in premiums. I personally don't think the state's going to allow them to pull out. They may set up a separate rating region, but you guys are the next county over. I don't know if this is coming to Herkimer at some point soon. But that's MVP. They've never been a viable option because they don't have all of the providers that Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield has. But I think it's representative of what's going on in the marketplace right now. A lot of these carriers are losing money. CDPHP is another carrier that operates in our area. Excelis is actually in the process of acquiring CDPHP. CDPHP is going to slowly go away, and Excelis's footprint is going to get bigger and bigger. I think that's confirmation that we're with the correct carrier because the state more or less handpicked who was going to be working with CDPHP, and Excelis was the carrier they picked. And then United Healthcare is new to our area. They didn't always sell in our county, but they've asked for a 42% increase. So I don't see them as a viable option anytime soon in the under 100 market. So I mention this only because we're with the correct carrier. There's no doubt about it. And you're going to hear that as we go through this. So right now, for 2026, we're offering 2 health insurance plans, a platinum plan and a gold plan. And I listed here what Excelis requested for our 2 current plans. For the platinum plan, it's 13.26. For the gold plan, it's 12.06. Now, again, that's not a final number. That was the ask by Excelis. I'm anticipating the state cutting those increases down. Okay? We don't know yet. If we go to the top of the next page, one of the tasks I've had this year is we've met with the police union, we met with the employees to explore a lower cost plan. And that's the bronze high deductible plan that we were looking at. I know from those meetings, there was a lot of positive feedback. There were some employees that were hesitant. They wanted, if they could, to keep the platinum plan. So we've had some mixed feedback, which is very common. We've gone through this with a number of municipalities adding a different plan. It's very common to have part of the population gravitate to the new plan and part of the population to want to keep the old plan. What I did list here is right now, and as I met with the employees this spring, the deductible on that bronze plan is $8,500 for a single and $17,000 for any non-single. That would be employee spouse, employee child children, or family contracts. For 2027, it's proposed that deductible is going to go to $8,700 for a single and $17,400. And that's extremely common with bronze high deductible plans, that every year or every 2 years, the deductible is tweaked. Usually by about $200 on a single, about $400 on a family. So that's a trend we've been seeing for the last 10 to 12 years. I listed here your current platinum plan and the current rates, your current gold plan and the current rates, and for 2026, the bronze plan, the current deductible level and the current rates. And I did some modeling. We're going to look at that in a minute. But I want to just show everybody, this is why we're considering the bronze plan. These rates are considerably less expensive than the other two plans we're offering. And the idea was to give the employees an option. We're not forcing it, but give them an option that if you're somebody who feels you're going to have more value with the bronze plan, that we offer it. I just listed here some of the other value added with Excelis. We have telemedicine. Telemedicine is when you don't leave your house or office to see a doctor. You're talking to them through a smartphone, a tablet, a computer. Teledermatology is now being funneled through telemedicine, which is interesting. We have a wellness program, which I put information in the kit. And we also have a discount program for health and wellness items. These are all things we talk to the employees about in the employee meetings. I don't want to bore us now, but those are just some of the other features with Excelis. If we go to the next page, and I'm sorry it's a little blurry, I pulled it off of the internet. But this is all the carriers, and this is the current enrollment. And you can see the carrier that has the most enrollment is Oxford, which is a New York City carrier. They're not available up here. But you can see they have 50% of the market. But second place is Excelis, who we're with. And I feel that number is going to get bigger with the merger with CDPHP. CDPHP is going to go away. Excelis is going to get a bigger footprint. And again, this is further confirmation that we are with the correct carrier. One thing I do want to mention before we move to the next part is I put this sheet in the kit. And I just want to walk us through this really quickly. And if anybody, if I lose anybody, stop me because I want to elaborate. I want to make sure we all understand this. So what I put again on the first page is our current platinum plan and the rates, current gold plan and the rates. These are the two plans we're offering right now to the employees. A majority of our employees are on the platinum plan. We only have 4 on the gold plan. And then this is the bronze plan that we are considering adding for January 1st. This is the bronze plan we've done the meetings with, the union, the employees. So I know most of the employees here are very familiar with that. If we go to the next page, I did some projections based on what each plan, Excelis asked for an increase for each plan. Now, these aren't final, like I've mentioned more than once, but this will give you an idea what our platinum premiums are going to, assuming Excelis gets everything they asked for, but I don't think they will. This is what the gold plan premiums will go to, again, if the state doesn't cut Excelis. And then this is what the bronze plan premiums are going to. I also updated the deductible because it looks like that's what the deductible is going to go to for next year. We won't know for sure again until middle to end of September. But this is all the information we have right now. And I can tell you, usually this is very accurate to what actually happens. When I come back in September or early October, whichever board meeting I can fit in on here, I'll have the real numbers. But this is what's being requested right now, and this is the most accurate information we have for what's going to happen in 2027. What I wanted to show is that I did 3 different scenarios with employees moving over to the bronze plan, because I know one of the questions was, do we move everybody over? Do we give the choice? What if we only have a few employees go? What happens? So the first page here, the 21 singles, 16 two-person, 11 families, this would be if every employee moved over to the bronze plan. I don't know if that's feasible for 2027, but I put this together for comparative purposes so you guys can see. This is what we were looking at earlier this year, last fall, because this is, if everybody moved to the bronze plan, that's where the savings for the town would be the greatest. All right. I put up here what your current premiums are with your current plans, the platinum and gold plan. I put what the premiums would be if we moved everybody to the bronze plan. It's a difference of I'm looking at it upside down, $679,546.92. However, we can't just move to the bronze plan without funding that deductible, right? We've talked about that. So what we did down here, this is funding the entire deductible for 21 singles, 16 two-person, 11 families. That represents $652 and $500 if everybody used all the money, which is extremely unlikely. We have a majority of our municipalities on some type of bronze high deductible plan. That never happens. I don't want to say it couldn't happen. Everybody could get sick, very sick, but it's not likely. But what I put down here again, and we've looked at this many times, our savings would depend on what our actual HRA utilization is. And I know I've mentioned in the past, what we usually see is about 60%. Many of our municipalities are under 50%. First year, I would say go conservative 60%. And if we, at the end of the plan year in 2027, only had 60% utilization, we'd save $288,000. That's moving everybody over there. Again, from the employee meetings, it sounds like we may have some employees who are hesitant to move to the bronze plan for different reasons. Everybody has a different healthcare situation, or their family has a different healthcare situation. So just to give you, for a modeling projection standpoint, let's just say half the employees moved over. So I did that on the next page. That would be 10 singles moving over, 8 two-person, 5 family. I updated the premium. Your current plan based on these employees moving to the bronze plan. On your current plans would be $779,649. Those employees that moved over to the bronze plan would represent $438,451, a difference of $341,198. A little smaller than when everybody moved over, obviously. And then if you look down here, again, if we use 60%, there's still going to be savings, right? There's still going to be savings, but we didn't get everybody to move over, so the savings isn't as big as if we did, but it'd be $153,278. Again, we're assuming 60% HRA utilization. I think we'd probably be close to that, would be my educated guess from working with other municipalities on this type of transition. So there still would be savings. We're not going to have as much as if everybody moved, but there's savings to be had there. And I can tell you many municipalities we worked with, they eventually moved everybody to the bronze plan, but they eased into it by offering that bronze plan as a second option, just like what we've talked about, just like what we've met with the employees about. So you're right in line with what most of our other municipal clients have done. You're not an outlier at all. And then on the last page, I said, okay, let's just look at what if only a quarter of the employees moved over, which could happen. I think it'll be more than that from the employee meetings. If the feedback I received in April and March when I was up here is accurate, I'd say it's probably more than a quarter, but for comparative purposes, let's say we only had 5 singles move over, 4 two-person contracts, and 2 families. You know, obviously the premium is going to be less. It's only $158,519 in savings. And again, as we assume that 60% HRA utilization, it's about $70,000. So this is really, there's assumptions we made, assumptions of how many employees moved over, assumption of 60% HRA utilization. But this will give us an idea. There's still going to be savings. Even if we have a quarter of the employees that move over, there's still going to be money to be saved. And I feel that's an introduction to the bronze high deductible plan and HRA for many of those employees. We have an HRA already with our gold plan, but it's a much lower deductible than what we're talking about with the bronze high deductible plan. So I know there are employees here who are familiar with the deductible and an HRA because they've already experienced it on our gold plan. This would be just taking that to another step, a higher deductible and a higher HRA funding level. But what I wanted to do here is show what we project the premiums to go, and they probably are going to be a little lower if the state cuts them, and what the savings would be based on who's going over to that bronze plan. Are there any questions I can answer on any of that?
In your experience on this, oh, yes, I do have a question. When you talk about the singles, the 1+1 and the families, do you find that the families or the singles, who's wants to switch over quicker than another?
It's a great question. Mostly singles. We see a lot of singles. A lot of young employees tend to be singles. They haven't started a family yet. They're not using a lot in healthcare. Those usually are
probably younger.
Younger, exactly. Those usually are ones that will go over. And then you also have a lot of families where, you know, giving an option like this, you're going to get employees to really think about their own healthcare. When you really had a platinum plan, that's our plan. You're going to have some families who don't use the plan a lot, who don't take prescriptions and want lower payroll deductions and are willing to I don't want to say it's a risk, but they're willing to move and try it for a year. Usually they stay there. But it's kind of all over the board. It's based on the employee and their own situation. You could also have a single who is young, but maybe is treating a major medical issue or taking a super expensive prescription. That would be an outlier where they probably want to stay on the platinum plan. Or you could have a family that is about to have a baby, or they have some other type of health issue. They may find more peace of mind staying on the platinum plan. So it's really employee to employee, but we tend to see a lot of the singles who don't have a family, young employees who are healthy and just want some type of bare bones coverage in case something happens. Those tend to be the employees that move over to those types of plans, but we've also seen families that do it if they are healthy, not taking a lot of expensive prescription drugs, and not anticipating big medical expenses coming. Those can happen at any time. My daughter, I've told this story, I had an emergency appendectomy 4 years ago. Perfectly healthy kid, racked up $400,000 in medical bills. Those can happen at any time. But if you know you have a medical situation you're treating, or you're taking a really expensive prescription drug, we tend to see those employees stay on a more traditional platinum copay plan. But it's really an employee to employee decision. And different employees have different philosophies on healthcare, covering their families, and managing risk in that sense. So
Certainly that's what we've seen.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I would agree with that. And we see it with almost all of our clients. The trend we've seen is a lot of municipalities have added the bronze plan, and you get a little more than a quarter of the employees the first year. Then you get a little more than half the second year. By the year, third or fourth, you hardly have anybody on the platinum plan. I don't know if that'll happen here because every group's a little different, but we've seen that progression with many of our municipal clients as well. What we want to make sure is the unions are all on board adding this bronze plan. I know the police, when I met with them, they were all on board. I know we've talked to a lot of the other unions. That's one thing we don't want to overlook. We just want to make sure that we have their blessing, that there's not going to be any union grievance, which I don't anticipate because we've been very transparent. And it's an option, right? We're not forcing everybody to go this plan. They're going to have the option, which is usually the easier introduction of a bronze plan than saying, hey, we're moving to it, right? That's a little more harsh. So I will have real numbers when I come back in October to look at. Again, we're probably not too far off. I'm hoping more than anybody that the state cuts these increases. It's going to make my next 5 months a little more pleasant.
Ours too.
But yes, I know. But I won't know that for sure until the rates come out in September, and New York State does really weird things. There was 1 year where I think Excellus asked for an 8% increase, and the state said, no, you need to go up 9. They made them go up an extra point. That was only 1 year. I think that was an outlier. The general theme is the carriers come in a little higher with their ask, knowing they're going to be cut down by the state. It's a game. They kind of go back and forth. But that's what we're looking at now. Can I answer any questions on that for anybody?
Is there a deadline when we need to notify you of the?
Well,
let our employees know when they need to make a decision.
Yeah. So the deadline is December 1st, but we don't want to wait that long because we want to do our traditional employee meeting in November, give the employees time to make a decision. I'm going to come back in late September, early October when the rates come out. I mean, we should try to have a decision before Halloween, like middle of October, end of October, third week in October would be helpful, so we get everything together. Because adding a new plan, there'll be a little more legwork on my end to come to the employee meeting. I'll have to get more things together, more things signed by us to add the new plan, and then it takes a little while to order everything for the actual employee meeting. So
We'll have to know in our budget too if we have to put money into an account.
well, what you would be doing is taking it from what would go to the insurance company anywhere with the platinum premiums.
Okay, so yeah.
So you're going to have some savings each month, but yes, you will have to do that because you want to put in, rule of thumb is if you can, you want to put in, depending on how many employees go over, you want to put in about 40% of the overall spend for the year, January 1st, just in case that first month you get a lot of claims early, a lot of expensive prescriptions of people on the bronze plan. That will eat away some of those HRA funds, any big surgeries. And I can help because I'll show us our worst case scenario, and then we can figure out what 40% is. And you have to think each month, instead of paying those super high platinum premiums like I put in, you're going to be paying those lower bronze premiums, and that difference or the delta is what you're going to be saving that will go into the HRA. And it's always the first year that's the trickiest. Once we get this thing up and running, you're going to have that HRA money unused that you can carry over year to year. And it's a lot easier for municipalities. It's that first year where you have to.
Not really going to affect your budget this year.
No.
It's that first year where you have to put the seed money in, which you never have done. That's the trickiest part. But once it's up and running each year after that, that account's already going to be set up. There's going to be money that isn't used in there, and it can just roll over to new plan year so that you're not putting the entire next plan year HRA contribution in. You're just putting what the difference is of what's left in there and what you'd have to put in. I don't really have any municipalities that put 100% in January 1st. They're usually putting about 40%, and then they keep seeding it throughout the year. Because just like right now, Jenny, she sees the claims that come in on the HRA for the gold plan. So they always send her an email about a week before they're going to pull the actual money so that she has some time, if it happens to be a big week of claims, that there's enough money in there and nothing bounces. So she'll have some lead time. Exactly. There, it's usually like an email, I want to say on Thursday, and they pull the following Wednesday. So she'll have about a week to know. So if she sees a lot of claims come through, that's a trigger. Oh, we should put a little more money in if we haven't fully funded it yet. And those are things I can help her with too, because I know she does call with questions like that from time to time. But it's basically, you guys already have that framework in place with the gold plan. It's just, you're going to be putting more money in to fund the bronze deductible than what you're doing with the gold deductible. So it's not going to be completely brand new or foreign. It's just going to be more contributions than we're doing now, basically.
With
That makes sense.
with the potential for more reward in the end.
Absolutely.
Utilization rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is we can't self-insure in New York State when you're under 100 employees. It's illegal. It's prohibited by the state. This is the closest we can get to self-insuring and still being 100% in compliance with New York State insurance law. This is it. And this is what a lot of our municipalities have done. I know I've told you this before. This summer and this spring, not only was I meeting with you, I'm meeting with 4 other municipalities who have your platinum plan who are looking to go to this exact same bronze high deductible plan. And for many municipalities, just like I did here, I've been presenting this idea for 10 years, more than 10 years. It's never really caught on with some municipalities, partly because we have a union contract, but as these platinum premiums get as ridiculously high as they are now, more municipalities are saying, hey, let's consider this bronze plan. Can you talk to me more about it? And we've had a lot of unions throughout the North Country really get on board with it this year, because municipalities, employees of the municipality generally pay a percentage of the premium. And you can pay 20% of these ultra expensive platinum premiums or 20% of these bronze premiums. And that's really, from an employee standpoint, the draw for them, or
More money in their paycheck.
Yeah, and that's guaranteed too, right? Every paycheck they're going to have more money in because they're paying the 20% of the bronze than platinum. But you also have employees who, from a peace of mind standpoint, want to keep that platinum plan. And I think that's where the idea of sponsoring both plans. I think we get rid of the gold plan. We only have 4 people on it. I think 3 plans is too confusing. I think we go platinum and bronze for January 1st would be my recommendation, based on meeting with the employees, meeting with the board, and giving the employees an option, letting them choose if they want. There's no doubt the bronze plan from a claim standpoint can be more problematic because there's more handshakes that happen, but that's where our office comes in. We can assist with any of those claims issues. We do it right now with your gold plan. Your gold plan has more claims issues than your platinum plan because there's a deductible on it. And those employees are already calling our office occasionally saying, hey, we got a bill in the mail. I don't think it was paid. They're always paid. I don't want to pick on Mohawk Valley Health Network, but that's one we run into all the time up here. Alera Pay, the HRA pays Mohawk Valley Health Network. And it's not only them, it's Rochester Regional when we're in the western part of the state. It's UVM Health Network in the northern part. It's Albany Med when you're around Albany. We have clients all over the state. And it's these health networks are getting so big, their billing departments are getting smaller and smaller due to budget cuts. And the HRA is paying the provider, but in this case, Mohawk Valley Health Network doesn't know how to allocate it to the employee's account. So it's a quick call to our office from the employee. Hey, I got a bill in the mail. We get all the tracking information for that payment. We give it to the provider. They locate the payment. They apply it to the member's account, and the whole issue goes away. That will happen on the bronze plan. And it's not because it's an Excellus issue. It's not because it's an HRA Alera Pay issue. It's not a Town of Webb issue. It's not a Burnham issue. It's a provider issue. But that's why we have a job. It's job security for us. People have issues even on your platinum copay plan. We get calls occasionally. Hey, I got a claim that didn't process correctly. Why am I getting a bill for $244? It should be a $40 copay. So we help out even with some of those claims. The bronze plan tends to have more because any plan with a deductible, just like your gold plan, you have the chance. But again, that's where our office comes in. We can help. So anything else I can answer on that?
Steve, do you want to? Go ahead.
Yes, question.
Yes.
On the bronze plan, is that considered a high deductible, correct?
High deductible health plan.
So will the employees be able to open a health savings account with that?
They won't, because we're going to have an HRA, which is in place of a health savings account. The reason why we don't want to have a health savings account, technically they can open one because they're enrolled in a high deductible health plan. They're not going to have to, because the contribution limits to an HSA are about $4,400 for a single. It's like $8,700 for a family. So we couldn't fully fund the deductible with an HSA. We can with an HRA. And that's what we've used with all our municipal clients, is an HRA. And it's also better for the town in the sense that you're promising to reimburse up to $8,700, $17,400, assuming those deductibles go up. But anything that the employees don't use, because they're not treating major medical, stays with the town as savings. That's where that savings we're talking about is generated. So HSAs are available for high deductible health plans. With this scenario, an HRA is going to be a better funding vehicle than an HSA.
Okay, but are they allowed to do both?
They can, but there's not really any yes, they
There's
can.
a lot of good reasons.
Well,
One of them, you're putting the money away tax free.
yeah, and it grows
myself,
tax free.
I'm using it now to pay for my Social Security.
Yeah.
Or not, my
To answer,
Medicare.
to answer your question, you can absolutely.
And it
can.
also could be used as retirement after a certain age.
Yep. The reason I mentioned I didn't think there's a big reason is because the town's proposing to fund the entire deductible. But you're right. You could put up to those contribution limits your own money in an HSA. The money grows tax free, goes in tax free, as long as you take it out for a qualified medical expense, which is everything covered under your health plan plus dental and vision expenses. They're called 213D expenses. It comes out tax free.
Yep.
So yes, a high deductible health plan, you're eligible to contribute to an HSA. Absolutely.
Okay.
If you didn't have the HRA, I would say you should definitely contribute to an HSA. The HRA is just a different funding vehicle that allows the town to fund higher limits. And it's a promise reimbursement where whatever isn't used stays with the town as savings at the end of the year. Yep.
Is the gold plan considered a high deductible?
It is not, actually. So there's platinum, gold, silver, bronze based on the potential out-of-pocket cost for the member. Gold plan, that is not a high deductible health plan. Reason being, you have a deductible for most services, but you have copays for some. Your prescriptions, for example, are covered at a copay from day one. They call that first dollar coverage. That eliminates it from being a high deductible health plan.
And that's the qualifier for being able to open an HSA?
You have to be enrolled in a high deductible health plan. You can't be Medicare eligible. You can't have other insurance, FSA, covered under a spouse's plan, VA benefits, TRICARE, that kind of stuff. The government sets up all that criteria. As long as you meet the criteria to be eligible to open an HSA and fund it, then you can do that. Yep.
How long you been with us, Ian?
I've been the broker here for almost 15 years now. Yeah, it's been a while. And we work with over 50 municipalities all over Clinton, Essex, Franklin, Hamilton, Herkimer County, all over the place. So, and it's the same situation. I'm starting to do these meetings with municipalities. It's the same. Everybody's running into the same wall with these increases this year, and they don't go away. Last year was a very rough year. What I've seen so far, because I'm starting to get some of my over 100 renewals for January 1st. Last year they were 22 to 25%. This year so far they've been about 9 to 15. So we're a little better. Now that's not a direct indicator of what's going to happen here, but I get those renewals for the employers with more than 100 employees first, and it does give kind of somewhat of a indicator of what's to come. I don't even want to guess what's going to happen to that 12 and 13% that Excel's asked for our two current plans. I'm going to assume the state's going to cut them down, but we'll see. My fingers are crossed. I can promise you that. But that's our active employees and our under age 65 retirees, our non-Medicare retirees that I'm talking about right now. Are there any other questions on that? There's one other thing I want to mention because I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't. And this is the same thing like the high deductible plan where I talked about it the last 3 or 4 years. Our retirees. We have more and more. I was just talking to Jenny yesterday. 2 more got their letter in the mail because they're about to turn 65 and become Medicare eligible. I can tell you a lot of the municipalities we work with, there are now more retirees, Medicare eligible retirees on the MedSup than there are active employees and underage 65 retirees. It's just what's happening in our region up here. I think that's representative of the country probably too. We have right now Medicare supplement plan. All right. We have Medicare Plan C. The government also came out for 2020. They said anybody who becomes Medicare eligible after January 1st, 2020 has to enroll in Medicare Supplement Plan D. So we have Plan C and D. What's the difference? D, you have to pay the Medicare Part B deductible. That's it. Now, part of New York State's Shared Services Initiative came what's called the Broome County Purchasing Alliance, or the Special Purchasing Alliance of New York State. This is a municipal consortium for retiree health insurance. We've talked about this the last couple of years. This is now the 5th year it's been in place. The first 3 years, Broome County was with United Healthcare, which I put right down here. They had a rate cap for the first 3 years. When they came off of that rate cap, they had a 62% increase. They cut off there, but that's a 62% increase. So Broome County went to market. They did a full RFP, and Excellus actually won the RFP. So this would be an Excellus Medicare Advantage plan for Broome County, which is less expensive. These are our 25-26 rates, and I put our 25-26 rates for our current plan. This is an option that's less expensive now. There's a 7.5% rate cap on this plan for January 1st. We don't know what's going to happen after January 1st, because this will be the 3rd year with Excellus. They're going to come off the rate cap. Last time it went up 62% with United Healthcare. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with Excellus at all, but what's probably going to happen is there'll be some type of RFP again next year. I had a call with Broome County, not this past Friday, 2 Fridays ago. They don't know what's going to happen in 2028. It's too far down the road, too many potential Medicare changes. What I want to say is this plan is out there. It's very comparable to your supplement plan. Those rates look very good compared to your current rates. If we want to consider changing plans, we'd have to put in a letter of intent by October 1st. But I don't know how long this is going to look like this. And I would not be doing my job if I said we should jump on this right now, because we could see another big increase after Broome County comes out of that rate cap for 2027. We did have some of our municipal clients move to this plan for 2026, but they were already on a Medicare Advantage plan. So they went Medicare Advantage with Excellus to Medicare Advantage with Excellus through Broome County. We're on a supplement plan, which is a little different. But my point is, I want to make sure you guys know this plan is out there. It's less expensive. It's a Medicare Advantage plan, not a Medicare supplement plan. If we want to move to it, we can. I can facilitate it. We just don't know the longevity or what the future rates are going to be, especially if they come out of this last rate cap and go RFP again. They could potentially move away from Excellus. I know they want to stay with Excellus, but they could find another carrier, Humana, or somebody who comes in much less expensive. Now your retirees aren't with Excellus, they're with Humana, which isn't the end of the world, but there's a little uncertainty is what I'm trying to say. It looks very good right now. And again, we can facilitate this, but this would be something the board would have to agree on and let me know before October 1st, because we'd have to put in a letter of intent before October 1st to switch over to it. We'd have to get new applications. I think most of our retirees, Medicare eligible retirees, are still in the area. But is that a safe assumption?
Yeah, most.
I think so.
So it wouldn't be the hardest thing. Some of our municipalities are tracking down people in California and Texas, Florida, which they've done. So this is something the town board would have to vote on, agree on, let me know, and then I could facilitate this change if it's something we wanted to do. It looks very good right now. I just don't know what the future holds for this plan.
We got a meeting the 1st to 8th, and then we put one together last time on Monday. We talked about meeting the 28th for our first budget meeting. So we do have a meeting very close to that, October 1st. So
Yep.
And
this is the first time hearing of this one, so I don't
Put it
really
on
have an
the
opinion.
agenda early on.
so we've looked at this in past years. The reason we haven't moved was that uncertainty about what's going to happen in the future. That was the general consensus that I received, when we presented this. I know our conversations have been dominated by that bronze high deductible plan. So I know that's where most of our efforts are, but this is also in the background, and this is our other population, our Medicare eligible retirees. And just let me know. I can, explain anything else you guys want. It's very comparable to what we're doing now. The copays are a little higher for prescriptions. The rate's lower. We're probably going to see that rate, whereas put 2026, you're probably going to see it go up 7.5% for 2027. That's the rate cap, meaning it won't go more than 7.5. I don't think it's going to be under 7.5 from what I heard when I spoke to Broome County 2 Fridays ago. And the other thing is, if we're going to add that bronze plan too, that could be a lot of change, but sometimes if you're going to do a lot of change, you do it in the same year, or you just, whatever you guys want to do. I just can't make that decision for the board. That's something you guys will have to, because it's your retirees. My job is to let you know it's out there. If there's an opportunity to save money, it's with Excellus. We just don't know if it's going to be a 1 year, 2 year, or 2 year.
Yeah. Got it.
Important stuff.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ian.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ian.
One other thing I'm going to mention, then I'll leave. And this could be anybody so I don't know if anybody's heard of GoodRx. The federal government just came out with Trump RX. This is not insurance, just like GoodRx is not insurance, but prescription drugs drive a majority of our healthcare increases and healthcare costs. This is another discount drug website. There's coupons for a lot of brand name drugs that are ultra expensive that you might not be able to get covered by an insurance company. It's very similar to GoodRx. It's just run by the government instead of a private company like GoodRx. So I just want to make everybody aware that this is out there. If you're on some type of prescription you can't get covered by your carrier, or it's ultra expensive, you have another place to look. GoodRx would be one place. Trump RX is the new one. This just came out in February. It's a brand new thing. And what you're seeing is Big Pharma is overcharging for prescriptions, and there's these websites that are popping up that are really discounting the cost of drugs for many people who can't afford their drugs normally. So more a public service announcement than anything else. So any questions I can answer for anybody?
Pretty good.
So my next step will be, as soon as the rates come out, we'll get in touch. I'll get on the agenda and we'll look at the real numbers. So.
Thank you again, Ian.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Ian.
No problem.
Okay. Next, we've got a little announcement on our recent program we brought in for Text My Gov. This goes back to beginning of the year. We talked about mass communications and all that good stuff, and kind of chatting with our people, our employees, first responders, nonprofits, the school, folks outside the community, our neighbors, all that stuff. And we kind of went in the direction of a program called Text My Gov. Started getting some quotes. Interestingly enough, it was brought to my attention about the Adirondack Community Foundation generous ACTS grant. Linda Wheel referenced that, and we were able to be awarded $10,000. So this Text My Gov program we have is fully funded, and it's cost us $4,500. I think was it's $3,000 per year, but it's $1,500 to set up. So we actually still have $5,500 to allocate for next year's if we decide we want to stick with it. But our office has been putting this together. I want to totally mention Dawn and Hannah. I've been sitting in on these meetings. These guys have been really taking it in and doing the work to work towards implementing this. I'm really thankful for that. So here's Hannah to kind of talk quickly about what the program is going to do. I think starting the 14th, right?
Yep. So this new service will officially launch August 14th. There will be an automatic welcome text that's going out at 11 a.m. So those who have not had the chance to opt in, there are texts that are going to go out based on the zip code area around here. So everything is voluntary. You can opt out at any time by replying stop. The text is going to come from our phone number 91 896. And we have two groups right now. We have Webb, which is our general updates, which will be garbage schedule changes, trail updates, maintenance notifications, road closures, any other announcements such as ticket sales, mountains opening, all the above. If you would like to opt into that, you just text the 91896 to Webb. That's WEBB. And then our second group is for our Old Forge and Thandera Water District. So that's going to be coming directly from Dawn. So you can text into the 91896 and you'll text Webb space water. And so through that, you'll get notifications on boil advisories, billing updates, water shut-off notices, emergency notifications, and any other updates that come from the water district. But for the most part, it's pretty exciting. I'm just going to follow the lead on what we think we need to be announcing. So if any other departments want to announce anything townwide, any of the above, feel free to reach out. But any questions on that, you can answer. But again, if you don't want to receive any further text messages, just respond with stop and you can be opted out at any time.
And we're reaching out to him.
It's not like an answer. Yeah, you can, it's not like a response service either. So it's not like, hey,
It's not
Just
as
why, yeah. So yeah, just information sharing only. So, and it completely develops too. It can just keep going as far as we want to take it. But there's going to be a widget on the website, right? So that little guy, anybody who checks out our website can opt in, depending on what they want to opt in for. And as it grows, we'll have more areas like sewer. Maybe there's something for that. The garbage schedule stuff is huge, but do we have a web staff one yet? So yeah.
Hannah needed something else to do.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we've got some course. You guys are all good on that? August 14th.
Good. Pretty cool.
Start firing away some text messages.
I won't get them filled up.
Correspondence here from Dawn.
So we've got a letter from Living ADK and Brad Pearson with the Fulton Chain Boat Show, thanking the town for their support for their show. Got a letter from me from the Old Forge Fire School asking for the partial closure of Lamberton Street for our fire school from September 17th through the 20th. Yes.
Give me a
Yes.
nod.
Yes.
Yeah. 59th year, right?
Yep.
Crazy. Good.
We have a letter of retirement from police officer Christopher Green.
Yeah.
Thank him for his 4 years of service for the town.
Chris, very much. Yeah.
And we have a letter of resignation from the town of Webb Highway employee Chris Malloy.
Thanks to Chris too for his time with us.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll move into this is a reference to what we had prior with the senior citizens exempt thing. So looking for a motion amending chapter 419, article 3, sections 419-7, 419-8 of the code of the town of Webb to increase the senior citizens tax exemption income limits.
I'll make the motion.
Judy, second.
I'll second it.
Ben? It's going to be a board discussion on that. Just the same thing. Those numbers we talked about earlier is probably important to reference now. It's 39, under 39,000 over the age of 65 for our seniors will have their 50% assessed value.
And then there's a sliding scale after that.
And is the sliding scale listed somewhere? Well, you'll have it up somewhere.
We got it.
for people to
Put it in
see.
your-
I have it, but I
Oh.
mean for people to see.
Yes, it will be in the local law.
Okay.
Where did I put it? I don't want to have that out.
Thanks for taking the lead on this one, Tina.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Tina.
Okay. It's a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
4 ayes.
All right. Next, we have a resolution of the town board of the town of Webb continuing the current moratorium on new connections to the Old Forge Sewer District in the town of Webb on recommendation DPW Superintendent Scott Gaffney. This moratorium is extended pursuant to Town of Webb Town Code Section 382-17 and 382-3 upon the recommendation of the superintendent. By local law, the Town of Webb created Chapter 382 of the Town of Webb Code, providing for the operation of the Old Forge Sewer District, a publicly owned treatment works designed to deal with wastewater collection and treatment. Section 382-17 of the Town Code provides that the Town Board, at the recommendation of the Superintendent of Public Works, may limit or deny new connections to the Old Forge Sewer District publicly owned treatment works when the Superintendent determines that the certain conditions exist. In February 2025, the Town Board determined, upon the Superintendent's recommendation, that additional connections and lack of prompt repair could indirectly or directly cause air or groundwater pollution or cause a public nuisance condition. The board found it would best enhance and protect the health and safety and welfare of the citizens of the town of Webb by enacting a moratorium on new connections to the Old Forge Sewer District for a period not to exceed 6 months. Since enactment of the moratorium in August 2025, the superintendent recommended the town board that the moratorium be extended for an additional period not to exceed 6 months without further action of the town board. Now the superintendent has again recommended that an additional 6 months extension be enacted. Town of Webb hereby extends a moratorium on any new connection to the Old Forge Sewer District publicly owned treatment works for a period not to exceed 6 months and until further resolution of the town board. The provisions of this moratorium shall be applicable to any new or pending connection unless all necessary approvals have already been obtained from the town of Webb. This moratorium may be additionally extended for such additional periods as the town board may determine to be necessary to protect the public health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the town of Webb and accomplish the stated purposes and intent. 5. The town board shall have exclusive authority after a public hearing to vary or modify the application of any provision of this moratorium upon its determination that strict application would impose extraordinary hardship upon an applicant and that the variance granted would not adversely affect the health, safety, or welfare of the citizens of the town or significantly conflict with the general purposes and intent of this moratorium. Any request for a variance shall be in writing and filed with the town clerk. Town board shall conduct a public hearing on any such application in not less than 5 days public notice, shall make its decision within 60 days after the closing of the public hearing. This moratorium may be terminated by the town board earlier than 6 months upon findings that the conditions leading to this moratorium have abated or that additional connections will no longer have a deleterious effect on the health, safety, and welfare of the town or the operation of the publicly owned treatment works. This moratorium extension shall take effect upon adoption. If you'd like to make a motion to adopt and extend.
I'll make a motion.
Ben? Second.
I'll second it.
Second would be Mike. Discussion on that. The current one ends tomorrow, interestingly enough.
Right.
Yeah.
We know that.
So,
Well, we have this in place before, and I think as everybody knows, the ambulance asked for a request to be tapped in after this was done, and we granted the permission to do that. So it can be worked with. This just kind of makes it so that we know what's going on, right?
yeah.
Especially
Wow.
what's going on with our sewer.
And show that we're kind of in dire need. So.
Right.
Correct.
As Scott wrote this letter today, he did mention with the work we're getting done, that alone, that we hope that with these 3 areas of concern might just help to lift it.
Right.
Or make it so we don't have to extend it, I guess, after the 6 months. So doesn't feel far off. I think it was mostly put in for major, structures, major sewer use, new projects and stuff like that. So it's important to note too, it's new, it's all new connections. So most of us in the sewer district already have an existing connection for like ADUs and whatnot. So you can just still utilize that part. More discussion on that? Roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay. Next is a notice of public hearing on amending Chapter 111 procurement policy of the town code of the town of Webb. Chapter 111 of the town code sets forth the procurement policy of the town of Webb, and whereas the town board is desirous of updating, clarifying, and modernizing its procurement policy and procedures related thereto consistent with applicable law and best practices. Whereas in order to accomplish this goal, it is necessary to amend in whole or in part Chapter 111 of the town code. Town board hereby schedules a public hearing on a proposed amendment to Chapter 111 of the town code to be held on September 8th, 2026 at 7 p.m. And be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish a legal notice in the official town newspaper, a public hearing on the proposed amendment of Chapter 111 of the town code regarding the procurement policy of the town, which will be held on September 8th, 2026 at Town Web offices, 3140 State Route 28, Old Forge, New York at 7 p.m. That any persons wishing to be heard on such proposed amendment are invited to attend and speak at such public hearing. Anyone like to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion that we have the public hearing.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Discussion. It's been an ongoing thing. Our procurement policy is very outdated, 1993. It's a 3-page document, and it's in our code. It's a law. We also have a guideline, 8 guidelines that are in our employee handbook that kind of breed confusion, and they don't really work hand in hand because they're slightly different. This procurement policy we have also, as advised by the lawyer, should probably fall outside of town law, so it can be amended based on the numbers, worked easier year in and year out. Every year we're supposed to. We do adopt our procurement policy, so it'll be easier for us to work on that. Interestingly enough, that the numbers, our current one, 2 verbal quotations, or written. There's even fax. Fax is named in here. We've got responsibility for town purchases. It names the municipal officers, and we don't have most of our department heads and such named in here, or a procurement officer named in here, so it's just severely outdated. And the biggest part of it as we come up on these contracts is the best value. I know we've referenced it. We don't have best value in our town law anywhere. And that best value allows us to go out to bid for contracts over 20,000 to select a contractor that's not necessarily the lowest bid. So it provides some flexibility for us as we move into some projects and purchases with equipment and whatnot.
What's best for the town.
Yeah.
Right.
So other than that, we just always have to take the lowest responsible bidder. So the best value part is going to be what this Chapter 111 is mostly going to be about. We've been working on procurement policy. There's some great feedback from MVED that we got, Mohawk Valley Economic Development District, who deals directly with grant funding programs. Yet some other feedback we got was from BSK lawyer, Miller Mannix, that law firm, kind of on the same page with stuff. And then another. There's just a lot to our policy update that we hope to move to. So this would be, it's very confusing. Chapter 111 would be amended to add the best value by law and be in our code. And then in that Chapter 111, you would reference our Town of Webb procurement policy manual outside of that. So, and then that would be the document that we use. Procurement officer, town clerk usually is doing that. Department heads, all of us would be working with that. So as we amend that, we hope to also adopt a procurement policy in September, but there's no public hearing or anything needed for that. Right now we have a 37-page document that just covers everything, but it's not very user-friendly. So we hope to try and work towards making that document easier to navigate.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I think so.
We're getting there
Slowly.
slowly.
No,
So
But
it's
we're
a lot.
getting there.
it is. So this was,
Just like a lot of things, there's just been updating that needs to happen. So, yeah.
but that best value thing is pretty huge there, and some of the department heads aren't even named in there for town purchases in this one. So, and it was totally recommended to have the same whatever we have is what we have, not to have something different in like the employee handbook.
Correct. So, yeah.
Right, because this is a law, we have to have a public hearing, but to adopt a procurement policy, we don't.
Board agreement. Yeah.
So our current procurement policy is also town law and listed in the code. So the suggestion is to take that out of town law and work it as just adopting a policy resolution. Yeah. Yeah, I know. So we'll have the public hearing to get the best value in there and then reference the procurement policy, whichever it is. But hopefully we'll have something. Do it at the same time, I hope. I'm gonna do my agenda here. I got all this stuff in front of me. Okay. Roll call vote on that?
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
All right.
4 ayes.
We're getting there. Next is another notice of public hearing. A local law amending Chapter 480, Attachment 6, Appendix D of the Town of Webb Code, definitions to amend the meaning of building height. The Webb Town Board shall meet and hold a public hearing at the Visitor Information Center, State Route 28, Old Forge, Town of Webb, New York, beginning at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, September 8th, 2026, to hear all interested persons take any necessary action provided by law concerning a proposed local law number blank of 2026, amendment of Chapter 480, Attachment 6, Appendix D, definitions of the Town of Webb Code to revise the manner in which building height is measured, and be it further resolved, the Town Board further authorizes and directs the Webb Town Clerk to publish and post a notice of public hearing concerning proposed local law number blank of 2026, amendment of Chapter 480, Attachment 6, definitions of the Town of Webb Code in the manner provided by law, and to make a copy of the proposed local law available for public inspection in the Town Clerk's office following the adoption of this resolution until the public hearing is closed. Would anyone like to make a motion to schedule that public hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Ben, second.
I'll second it.
Judy, board discussion on that. We've got
Yeah, we've talked a couple times on this now, yeah.
an 18-foot peak part in our code that was put in there with the new update, right? And that's not what we previously had. Jay Williams is our code enforcement officer.
I spoke with Andy about this since he was a big part of that zoning review, and he believes that was put in to align with APA's standard of their 40-foot maximum height they measure from the peak or the top of the chimney, whichever is higher. But in our definitions, it does not specify the principal structure. It just says building height. So that makes accessory structures fall under that. So our 18-foot maximum on an accessory structure would be to the peak. So that limits any type of habitable space on the second floor of any accessory structure. So we just need to go back to our original definition of building height.
Okay. So, and this just came about with the recent update.
Correct.
You think it was just?
Yeah, I mean, I went back and looked in the review before we actually sent it off to Brian, and that's where the correction was made.
Okay.
I believe it was supposed to say principal building height or principal structure building height, but it does not. It just says building height, so the accessory structures fall under that.
And we'll essentially just undoing what's been done, right?
Right. Yeah, just on that one definition.
Yeah. Another public hearing.
Yeah.
You guys have anything more on that?
No.
Good.
Roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay. Thanks, Jay. Hunting leases. The Town of Webb, we're accepting bids for parcel number 1, number 2. Total approximate acreage is 1,917 acres. Parcel number 3, number 4, number 5. Total approximate acreage of 5,366 acres. Parcel number 6, total approximate acreage is 201 acres. All bids were due on or before today, August 11th, 7 p.m. at the Town of Webb Municipal Office Building, Old Forge, New York, and leases awarded to the highest responsible bidders for certain parcels of the town-owned land. Do we have any bids starting with parcels number 1, number 2?
We do. I don't know which one's which. I gotta open them to see.
So then I'll say, do we have any bids for parcels number 3, number 4, number 5? And any bids for parcels number 6? That won't match them up
Okay,
after.
so this is parcel 1 and 2.
Okay.
This one I don't know. And that one I don't know. So this one's 1 and 2.
Same bids.
Yeah.
Same bid. Every year. Whatever.
So board members, the members of the Moose River Gun Club would like to submit a bid of $1.70 per acre for the combined parcels of 1 and 2. Enclosed, please find a signed non-disclosure statement and a cashier's check for the amount of $8,258.90. Payment in full for the 2026 season, should we successfully secure the bid. I believe our insurance policy ended up being renewed prematurely and already forwarded to the clerk. Got the non-disclosure bidding. And that's the only one we got, I think, for that.
Want to keep that one together here?
Yeah.
I'll let you go on to 3, 4, and 5.
Moose River.
Gun Club.
70. And,
9702 Copper Lake Road. Bidding Old Forge, manpower needed for the UTV to return to Copper Lake Road to assist.
So this is for parcels 3, 4, and 5. We, the undersigned, submit a bid of $1.65 per acre on parcels 3, 4, and 5, being bid as one parcel containing a total of 5,366 acres for a total bid of $8,853.90. Enclosed, please find a check in the amount of $4,426.95, which is 1/2 of the annual estate. This bid includes the years of 26, 27, and 28. Upon acceptance of this bid, Old Forge Fish and Game Club is prepared to provide a certificate of insurance for $1 million along with the final 2023 lease payment.
Old
Should be
Forge
26
Fish and
payment.
Game Club.
Yep, Old Forge.
$1.65 an acre.
Yep.
4426.95.
Yep.
Parcel number 6. Don's been a rock star.
Did them in order.
Yes.
A lot of stuff going on.
Tired this afternoon.
Dear Supervisor and Town Council, I would like to submit a bid on parcel number 6, commonly known as Little Mountain Club. Please accept my bid of $2.75 per acre times 201 acres for a total of $552.75. Also find enclosed a non-inclusion certificate. Insurance will be obtained pending award of the bid prior to the start of the lease. And-
Little Mountain Club. $552.75.
Yep.
And then $2.01. Is that what it is?
$2.75 an acre,
$2.07.
301 acres.
Okay. Motion to accept that the Town of Webb Town Board accept the bids as open and read. The clerk will notify the bidders. I'd like to make a motion to accept the bids as read.
I'll make the motion.
Ben, second.
I'll second it.
Mike, board discussion on that?
No?
Pretty routine?
Yeah, pretty routine.
Okay. Roll call vote?
Yeah.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay, next we have Macaulay Mountain concession proposals. Town of Webb, we're accepting proposals for food and beverage concession services for Macaulay Mountain Recreation Area. All proposals were due on or before July 31st, 2026 at 7 p.m. at the Town of Webb Municipal Office Building, Old Forge, New York. Do we have any proposals?
We do have one. This is submitted by North Country Market. And I hope I don't have to read this whole thing.
No, there's probably a bunch of details in there.
A lot. North Country Market respectfully submits this proposal to operate the food and beverage concession at Macaulay Mountain on a year-round basis starting, and it's blank. North Country Market is an established, locally owned and operated New York-style delicatessen and meat market serving residents, seasonal homeowners, visitors, and members of the local workforce. The business already maintains a strong customer base and an established breakfast, lunch, and prepared food operation. Its existing offerings include breakfast sandwiches, hot and cold heroes, in-house roasted corned beef and roast beef, homemade salads, soups, chili, burgers, fried foods, chicken, wings, fish fry, and other quick service meals well suited for the Macaulay Mountain environment. North Country Market's goal is to create a dependable, welcoming, and efficient mountainside dining operation that serves skiers and snowboarders in the winter while also supporting Macaulay Mountain's growing summer and fall activities. Macaulay currently offers scenic chairlift rides, hiking, mountain biking, picnicking, and new disc golf course during the warmer months, creating an opportunity for the concession to operate beyond the traditional ski season. Yeah.
So this was a request for proposals that we put out June 5th. We have a current winter term that's ending. This was made to move towards potentially having year-round service as we have a ever developing and growing local mountain. These guys are doing a great job up there. Recent disc golf stuff is knocking it out of the park. Mountain bike stuff is all there. And we've got one proposal, and I think it's with this being this kind of a situation, it makes the most sense to have the proposal, North Country Market, sit down, meet, chat, go over our request for proposal, make sure it aligns with their proposal with Macaulay Mountain Management, two committee heads, Judy and Ben, I think, are both right here. So that would be the route we would take on this to see if we can agree to some terms to move forward so they can get a liquor license, get a food permit, what have you. If we can't, right? If that doesn't work out or things pop up, then we have to go out with another request for proposals again as we try and make this major change of wintertime concessions to year round. That's how I've got that in my head. I don't know if you guys have any. Please elaborate, provide whatever.
It's going to be a work in progress.
Yeah,
Right.
Make sure it works.
I think it's,
Kevin's good to
I think
work
it's
with.
going to be great. I do. I think it's something we
Yeah, I
get
look
this up
forward
and
to seeing
running.
how
Yeah.
North Country.
So maybe sooner than later, Kevin, we can all get together. Chris, you, me, Ben, and them. And
Yeah, Chris is behind Ron there.
yeah, I said, yeah,
Chris.
I saw her back there. I know.
Yeah.
Excited. All right.
It. Yeah.
I think it's extremely important for everybody to know what is expected and how they're going to try it. I mean, obviously we know that the winter, how that works.
Right.
Summer, we don't.
Well, that's why
It's going to be.
to sit down and to talk through and to be on the same terms and know where we're going with this, especially the mountain crew. They definitely know where they want to go. So
That's going to be a lot to
Got
figure
it.
out.
And was that with what the chart, what the rent is?
Yeah.
Involved in all that
So our
stuff?
request for proposal has been in here the entire time.
yes.
The RFP we put out, it's $1,000 per month plus 10% of gross receipts during the operational months. The operational months were, what are they, December to April, December to March?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they get in beforehand, you guys. And then the non-operational season rent is just the 10% of gross receipts. So it's very, very friendly to, the food service that comes in there. I can speak to that. That's how we have to be. Really.
Yeah,
So
right now
they
we
did a
have-
nice job.
Right. I think you
Start
guys
up
also
is
mentioned that events up there, weddings and all that stuff would be first.
They go through
Right,
them.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is an all in, and that's why non-operational. There might be a wedding or a graduation or a baby shower or something. It'll all go through them. So I'm excited too.
And Don has, of course, got to notify the applicant. So she can set up and coordinate with you guys on when to meet. Yeah, I think everyone will be excited to get right to it. So I don't
Winter's
believe,
coming.
Yeah.
Well, we have,
Well, and
this
winter.
winter's come.
Still.
We have, this winter.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah,
Sorry.
It starts in
This
the
winter's
yeah, after winter.
Yep.
Yeah.
so this motion would be to accept that the Town of Webb Town Board accept the proposal as open and read. So
Right.
we're just accepting the proposal
Got it.
as we have it, and then the clerk would notify the applicant. So we're not going under agreement, we're not signing anything. It's a two-way street here with the applicant. So,
Have our meeting and
Yeah.
go forth. All right.
would anyone like to make a motion on that?
I will.
Judy?
Yep.
Second.
I'll second it.
Ben there, and we got a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
I,
Councilman Hannah,
Oh, sorry,
Aye.
more discussion, we just had it.
oh, sorry.
Kinda
We did it
Carry,
before.
carry on, my fault, yeah.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay, cool. Good luck. Keep us informed.
Oh, yeah.
Board of Assessment Review, looking for a motion to appoint Mary Brophy Moore as permanent Board of Assessment Review member. Anyone like to make a
Do
motion
that.
on that?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
Mike? Second.
I'll second it.
Judy, and board discussion on that. We've got our assessors here who was very,
I'd just like to say thank you.
Yeah.
Making it a 5-member board moving forward is really
Be helpful to you.
very helpful. Thank you.
anyone else on that?
Thanks, Mary. She seems to step up.
He does.
That's to be a
In the heat of the
something.
battle.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
I,
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
4 ayes.
Next is the inlet snowmobile contract with the town of Webb. A motion to authorize the supervisor to execute the 26-27 intermunicipal agreement between the town of Webb and town of Inlet in regards to the town of Webb / inlet snowmobile trail system. Would anyone like to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
Mike, in a second.
I'll second it.
Board discussion, same contract. Last time we spoke, the committees met, everybody was good. We had the one
we
adjustment.
had the one change, yeah.
Ben, if you wanna,
Yeah, we changed, I mean, the fees are still the same, 80 preseason, $100 during the season. But to make it easier to read permits on the sleds, we got rid of the weekday only seasons pass. And kept the 7-day permit and the year-long permit. I can't remember, there's only 300 of them sold out of
Yeah, what's
might not
right?
even been that many.
14,000 last year.
Yeah.
So, it was only a $20 savings to ride during the week. So we decided to make it a little bit simpler.
And then this will be passed off to Inlet. They meet on Wednesday. They meet tomorrow. Unless there's been any changes. So if we sign it, they can take a look at it. Who knows? They might have some edits they want to make, but from what I understand, you guys' committee meetings went great.
No, and
so
that was a while ago that we met, but
you never know.
it went very
Yeah,
well.
as long as it's all the same.
Yeah, it went well.
Yeah.
It was in,
Okay.
it was in April.
Yeah.
April.
April,
Could have been
May.
Any more board discussion on that?
Yeah.
Roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
I,
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Greco, Councilman Ross,
Aye.
I almost said councilman. Yeah.
Supervisor Greco,
Yeah.
4 ayes.
Okay, another agreement. This is a mountain bike license agreement for the town of Webb. This is a motion to authorize the supervisor to execute the license agreement between Lime Adirondack Timberlands, Roman numeral 1 LLC, and the town of Webb. Would anyone like to make a motion to authorize?
I'll make a motion.
Mike, a second.
I'll second.
Judy. Board discussion on this is do this every year. Lyman mentioned they were a little, when we talked about the snowmobile agreement we do every year, he said that he wanted to get this signed up. We just didn't have it yet. This is I put it in your box, the map here. We've got a little trail they let us use. For years, it's like $650 we pay, and we just provide insurance and all that. So it's an annual thing too. And this is for the mountain bike use of their land. Anybody have any more on that? Okay. Which one is it? Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan.
Aye.
Councilman Hannah.
Aye.
Councilman Ross.
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay. Stay with that. We have a license agreement between Lime Adirondack Timberlands, Roman numeral 1, LLC, and the town of Webb. This is a motion to authorize the supervisor to execute the 26-27 license agreement for the use of the land for the snowmobile trail system known as the Big Moose Tract. Anyone like to make a motion on that?
I'll make the motion.
Don, second.
I'll second it.
Mike. For discussion, same thing.
This one's a pretty important one.
Yeah.
It's a little pricey, but it's a very important one.
This is the conservation easement in the Big Moose Tract and Lime Timbers land. We pay it every year. It goes up 3% every year.
Yep. It's pricey, but
It's not $650.
It would cut us off pretty much from a lot if we don't have to do this.
$45K. So, but it's a major part of our snowmobile trail system, and Lime Timber's been great to work with.
Oh, yeah.
Any more discussion on that? Okay, roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan.
Aye.
Councilman Hannah.
Aye.
Councilman Ross.
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Staying with that as we, talk about these license agreements and all that stuff. The TRX one I know was brought up last meeting that I wasn't at, and I thank you guys for tabling it. But we should probably get that straightened out.
I'd make a motion to do that, to get it to be,
What we have before is the lease and facility agreement that is previous, but Judy, if you want to make a motion to
my motion would be that the TRX program follows our newly implemented Park Ave Gym lease agreement and begin that January 1st to give them time to catch up and get with it. It's just a little over $3 a day increase. It's nothing, really. It's nothing. It just puts everybody in an equitable and fair state that uses that gym, in my opinion.
I'll second.
Thank you. I'm just talking.
Did you say to start in January?
Yes, January 1st.
Right. That was, yeah.
So the board discussion on that is, the problem that is it leaves it open for the time being. So that means there isn't an active license agreement for now. So that would be my only concern with it at the moment. We have the former lease and facility service agreement that was followed by TRX up until 2020, interestingly enough. That's how long it's been out. So insurance has been paid, payment of $50 a month has been paid, and then we had a license agreement that was specific to TRX, updated by the lawyer. And then we were to try and figure out payment, how that was going to work, keep it the same with the current lessee, however. And then we also this year, along with our rec center, redid our use policy, which that's what Judy's referring to now. That's the Park Ave facility use, which is a little different. It's more of a geared towards day-to-day use or I'm sorry, like random event use and things of that nature. So they're kind of different. So my question is, if we were to provide some time for the tenant to follow that updated policy update over there, what are we doing from now till then as it's left open?
Well, just continue with what she has been, even though there hasn't been. There was one previously, and she has been paying it. So
And
just move, so just move
Cover
forward
the
with that. In the start of the year, we're starting with the new policy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know why that wouldn't be acceptable.
Oh, yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah, my concern is just not the agreement now, that's all.
Well, there is, it just hasn't been signed since 2020.
Right.
So she's been following it, it hasn't been signed. So there is an agreement in place,
Yeah, as
just
long
not
as she's been
legally.
paying and providing insurance, I think
signed.
it just carries through
Yeah,
legally. You could ask on that.
it does.
So you would like to make a motion to present the new policy would be starting
For January
January
1.
1.
and second it. And then,
And I think we basically, because of the discussion on this, a lot of things been going on with it, with what we're doing here, and we thought that it was just acceptable to say, give her some time. We have asked her a lot of history with what's going on over that building. There was a time that the TRX was kind of loud over there, and the other businesses going on over there asked her very nicely if she could change her hours to not screw around with the hours of operation, and she was very nice about it. There was a lot of little things that were going on, and so I think we just basically felt like we'd give her a little bit of a break till January and say, figure out the new prices.
and then that's also for the agreement to take place, she would have to agree on her end and all that stuff. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
she would just submit her stuff to Hannah like everybody else does, right? I mean, once that's it. Yeah. Easy.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we'll put that option in front of, we'll roll call vote here and go from there.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay. That was a little, yeah. Where do I go now? It's your turn.
I'll go to the raffle.
Old Forge Volunteer
Keep it order.
Ambulance raffle license.
Yep,
Motion
thank-
to issue a raffle license to the Old Forge Volunteer Ambulance.
So they're gonna do a 50-50 October 11th, and they're gonna do raffles at their open house on September 26th.
Need a motion for that?
I'll make it.
Judy, second.
I'll second it.
Ben, that's an all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, next we have a scoreboard surplus. This is a motion to declare the donated community bank scoreboard located at 201 North Street as surplus to be listed on Auction Internationals in an as-is condition. Would anyone like to make a motion on that?
I will.
Judy, second.
I'll second it.
Mike, board discussion is this was graciously donated by Community Bank. It's been there for, I don't know, 10 years or so with Old Forge Little League, and hasn't worked. It's been worked on. Hannah is here, so I'll let her go further with it, but I think that's pretty much the gist of it. And we have a new one to install. That was Wattis Foundation. Yeah. So that was some great work to
A while
grab
to get
that.
here, but it's here.
Yeah. So as we take this down, where do we put it? Maybe it can be fixed. I totally want to thank Community Bank and Old Forge Little League for, bringing that upon us back in the day. But I think it's time for this one to be ruled as surplus here. If anyone has any more on that,
No.
just hey, it's nice.
Thanks,
Someone
Hannah,
might,
for the new one.
someone just want it as a souvenir. People
Yeah,
collect things, all sorts of things. You never know. Someone might make something cool out of it.
Is the sign up top staying the home of the Old Forge Little League? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this,
I have the.
The scoreboard.
And then the crews are gonna clean up around the scoreboard and trim the trees
That's right.
back and all of the above. And I'm not sure if this is a ask that I can do, but
Fire away.
any bid that comes in for the scoreboard, so say someone does bid on it and something comes back in, is it possible to put any of that towards the field maintenance equipment that is desperately needed down there? Again, I'm not sure, not positive, just throwing it out there to see if
Yeah.
we use it in the same year.
I think where Hannah's going with this is as we take on donations with scoreboards and where we have to deal with more of these areas where other people are using them, we're finding it difficult for them to be maintained by outside organizations or third parties in some areas, right? So there's, now that things are being used so much, there might be some equipment that we might need to upgrade, right, to care for the area itself. Right now, Jeff and his team are on it, but that's just mowing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we need some better in-field equipment for sure. We've tried to borrow the schools and, yeah, we're just kind of at the point.
Well,
And if we want to maintain this field.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it as money donated for Little League and for that field, and if we sell it as surplus, the money should go back towards the program. 100%.
Yeah.
That makes sense to you, Kelly?
I'm more of a budget guy. I like to see it budgeted for in the future, not just throw money at it.
Right.
And having some other discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah. But know that we have that in the budget for it.
Yeah.
Let's see what comes of it and do the best we can with where we. Okay.
Okay.
Roll call.
Councilwoman
Vote
Lonergan.
on that.
Hi.
Councilman Hannah.
Aye.
Councilman Ross.
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
All right.
4 ayes.
Okay, we got another confusing one here, but figure it out. This is BCA project number 2018-094 for the wastewater treatment plant UV disinfection project. Looking for a motion to authorize the supervisor to execute amendment to owner engineer agreement for amendment number 5. Anyone like to make a motion for that?
I'll make a motion.
Mike, in a second. I'll second it. Ben. So this is our previous project. So this is nothing with our up and coming I&I system collections. It's just with our project dating back all the way to 2019. There's a number of amendments. This is the 5th amendment that we haven't signed. It was put in front of us June 9th, but it was brought to our attention at some point this year. So, what this does is it's actually a deduction on the some of the end of the contract, but it's in regards to our funding. So we got funding for this project. We got all these programs we have to deal with. Corey Reed, BCA has to deal with EFC to work on the closing out the short-term financing we had and facilitating the long-term financing we're moving to with a loan we received from them. There's a lot of documentation that goes along with it. So this amendment is just actually amending the contract and deducting $34,000 from a line in here for funding assistance that was at $53,000. But we're leaving $5,000 in there because of the future funding assistance we'll need as this grant is not closed. They just carry on over time. With EFC, it's actually a loan, sorry to say. And then, this will be the next step in kind of working towards navigating the differences in these two major projects. So the work for this was basically done besides facilitating the loan process. There is one part in here, $2,500 for record drawings. Does not seem to think that we'll have to tap into that, but it's a $34,000 deduction. And then we'll leave $5,000 in there and we'll make a payment of $14,000. And then we'll have this all on file. BCA project number 2018-094 will hopefully be closer to being shut down. So this is the stuff that we just got an email today. I want to give a lot of credit to our team in here, specifically Dawn, Jenny, with answering to all the stuff that I'm asking for with all these government agencies and funders that are working with us to make these projects happen. So These, this is a 3-page document that we just got this today. So, it just keeps coming and coming. And, we'll keep addressing it so that we can, keep working towards updating the system. So, I hope I did all right explaining that.
You did.
Got any questions on that?
It's a deduction.
It's a deduction, but when you've gone through these emails and, they put the same stuff in there, it's almost like,
I walked in when you guys were doing this, and I could just see by your faces and Tom's hands in his hair, and Don, I was like, oh, what's going on?
of course, yeah.
So,
Thank you, Judy. I appreciate it.
yeah, so it was.
And it's like, then they come up and then the next email comes up, Like, wait, didn't we do this? So that's why there's the 5 amendments. So move back to that and call for a roll call vote on that.
Councilman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
4 ayes.
On that too, while we're right there, the 3 areas of concern for the project that we are in right now, we got our first invoice for that. So for the preliminary design, the work that's been done by BCA, for them to put that in with our WE application and start getting ready to go out to bid here by the end of the year. So we're kind of shutting down the great work that's been done here previously, and we're moving on to the next part here.
Next
And then
phase.
the next, and the next, and the next. So
Exciting.
now we're on to our town clerk, I think. Man,
And I have nothing.
you deserve that. Just seen her today, man. This is a heavy agenda here.
Today. She had it.
On an Ian day too,
I know, Ian took a lot of time.
you can support So yeah, then we can move over to Judy there.
All right, I'll try to go quick because I know we're running late. But I had a great meeting with the town of Webb schools. And just so everyone knows, they're getting ready to start up again. I know that sounds odd. I feel like summer just started, but here we go. The start of the school year is September 2nd. So many parents or grandparents out there, mark it. It's different than normal. So we're starting a little bit early here. Or before before. A few hot topics at the school right now. Also to be noted, they changed their bell schedule, so look for those changes. They had sent out notices, but I was asked to say it here too, so that people are aware of it. The bell schedule at the school changed. And it gives kids, Diane's here too, a little bit more time to connect with teachers at the end of the day to catch up on work, or to, if they were late, to get missing homework and to do those things. So it should benefit the children more than anybody at the end of this. So I already said the first day of school, again, Wednesday, September 2nd, the last day is June 25th. The school entrance for drop off, the new school entrance, pickup and all of that. They're asking everybody to please park on one side of the road. If you go down there, you see everybody parks like this. They want you, if you can come in and pull down Gilbert and head towards Park instead of coming up this way. There's no room for people to go down the middle. Someone is going to get hurt because you can't see the little ones going across the road. My understanding is the police officer will be out there to help, and they're going to have a team of teachers and aides out there as well to kind of direct people to the further side of the road so that you're not up against the school, so that we can see all the kids nicely. Columbus Day tournament, there is an ask here for the board to see what you feel. Usually the big bonfire is at the lower parking lot, and then it's left there. And then people come in for the tournament and people are parking around it, walking through it, going through it. They're wondering if we could go up top with the bonfire this year, if anybody doesn't have an issue with that. Because then if it doesn't get cleaned up immediately, we're not parking over it, where people aren't seeing our mess laying in there when they show up at our facility. And
Well, it's a better view from the field too.
what do we think?
Probably.
People still park up there too. We are have some.
Well, it'll be
Little
less
kids.
invasive though. It'll be, not by the park and where the kids play. Get a lot of things. So what do we think?
I'm okay with them trying it out.
Yeah. We ran around it, right? So
Yeah.
missed it a little bit. But it is. There's a pie. There's
They're always
all
there.
sorts of
Yeah.
crap there. So
Nails,
yeah, I think
yeah.
it's a great idea.
Okay, there you go, Di, on that one. Okay, their big building project's wrapping up. Should be done within the next couple of weeks. It may even be done since I've met with them. The new lockers are behind, but they have a plan to get those in once they get here. They will have all their grounds cleaned up, their equipment, the trailers and everything, hopefully there by a regular snowfall. Maybe not an early snowfall, but a regular snowfall. They had a very successful year with the driver's ed program this year. Positive feedback and happy kids. They changed the days and the hours a little bit, seemed to work for everybody better. So they're going to go with that plan, I think, again next year. They put together a little track area by the bus garage now for activities such as shot put and stuff so that they have a designated area for the kids to do those sports as well. The DPW and the school are working on new lines for Gilbert Street. I was gone for a couple days. They may have already done this, but I haven't been down Gilbert yet since I got back this afternoon. But they are working together on that to get, I reached out to Casey and asked him to reach out to the school. So hopefully that's all going well. The student parking lot is going to be a little different this year. It's getting paved. The parking lines are going to be different. So the kids pulling up parking this way, they'll have designated places to park. They're putting some rock structures to block the road so that no cars go in there. So the kids have a way to walk up so they have more safety with the rocks. And they've asked the town to help them maybe redirect a little bit of the snowmobile trail so we do not enter onto their parking area. And I did get with Councilman Hannah, Ross, and Supervisor Greco, who have now talked with Jeff and Casey. So it's in good hands. We're working on that. A new roof is a hot topic on the old part of the building, but more to come on that. I'm not even going to open that can of worms now. So good luck to all our returning and future Timberwolves come September 2nd. Next up, the Sharp program is still in full swing. Thursdays 10 to 2 at Nicholas Church. They've had great reception. They're up to about 30 seniors that are coming on a regular basis now, which is amazing. So they do games, they have socialization, they have lunch. They even played putt-putt, I think it was last Thursday, and had ice cream. Even in the rain, they went. They had a great time. So kudos to Kristen and the group over there for doing what they do. And if you're in that category, go over and join them. It's fun. Parks and Rec, again, Hannah, thank you again for this summer, everything you did with the camp program. They just wrapped up a very successful program. It was about 5 weeks long. And now she's working into the fall schedule. And I was going to talk about the scoreboard, but we did that, so we're good. That's it.
Thank you very much, Judy.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Nicely done.
Well, I don't have too much. Let everyone get home tonight. But I do want to ask Supervisor Greco. I know Judy's asked this before. We've emailed about it before. And seeing Beaver River on the CFA application is we'd like to have a little bit more information in our discussions and hearing about a roadmap out there. I'd like to see it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I can answer that. It's in part of my notes today. So Beaver River is still the same spot we talked about on Monday. And in my email, I wrote that to you. The last meeting we had back in March with the governor's rep and DOT, DC Mike was there. It wasn't too promising. There wasn't anything too different. But, having other advocacy groups and the senator's office, I was out there with Senator Walczyk talking numerous things, and the senator came up with some direction for us. And I got an email Tuesday, August 4th, actually, from their office saying that they were working towards providing some sort of help with it, direction with it. Some of the part of it is applying for a permit, just as anyone can do, to try and see what goes on here and how we can do it. But at this point, it's in the hands of the senator. They just stopped by, two representatives stopped by on Friday to go to that 70th year anniversary at the water park. And I even confirmed them, like that was okay to mention, so that we had some sort of, proper update, because I don't have anything different than where I was before. I took a ride up there when the snow melted and tried to figure out, how to go. There's multiple ways, but they're all met with restrictions across the way. I mean, it's something that's way out of my ability to do. That's why the CFA, the planning and feasibility study, if we were to be awarded that, we would be able to find some funding to look into that for us, if we so choose as a board. They're the groups that I've been in conversations with: Adirondack Council, Protect the ADK. I've talked to the Adirondack Railroad, Adirondack Architectural Heritage. They're all aware of the situation, but it's not like anybody's jumping at the bit to solve a 100-year-old issue. I've talked with Jamie before about where they're at. I've talked to some other local fire chiefs about the response up there, the ambulance, the police chief. So the homework has totally been done. The mindset I have is just to try and find a way to care for this issue. You know, we're coming up in 2 months of when they're not even going to be able to get out of there. When that reservoir comes down, it's not really frozen, they can't get across, and they can't use those tracks unless there's enough snow on it. So my thought is, as I see people there using their property all sorts of times a year. I was up there for Community Pride Day. I forgot when that was, May. I took a ride up there. Lexi and I went up there, loaded up my truck, and we took a load back for Community Pride Day. And there's people there. And when I was there in October last year, there's people there. Mm-hmm. What are these folks going to do now that they cannot use the tracks? Rail cars are not permitted by anyone outside the railroad, and the railroad can only use it inside their permit season. So that's why these groups who can make something happen have been so open to listening, but nobody's presented a direction. I mean, Lime Timber is a major player in this. We just talked about them tonight. We would have to, the railroad right away goes through their property in a Woods Lake group, and they would have to approve anything. So it's really eminent domain, all that stuff. It's all down to state and agencies. APA is aware of it. I mean, I don't have anything more than that. Do I have I could run in the office and grab my map you're talking about. It's just like a highlighted thing. I've got a binder that I prepared to show ways we could go. But I'm never going to stop thinking about it. So I'm not going to stop exploring options.
You thought about it for 23 years too.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Well, I originally thought that you could just go along the tracks
Yeah.
and make it make it real simple, but it isn't.
Yeah. Took some pictures. There's ledge in a spot that, what do you do there? Will the APA let you smash that rock? I doubt it. So I don't want to speak to anything that I don't have any control over. If an actual opportunity was given to us.
They would if they gave you permission to build the road.
What's that?
So if they gave you the permission to build the road, they would.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where, can two worlds collide here with a CFA planning feasibility study and these government agencies? I mean, I'll tell you what, the DEC has been very open and understanding. The DOT follows the black and white.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be focusing on Main Street in the sewer district on Main Street. That meeting with Alex and Scott saying, asked him their timeline on it, and Alex said, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something that's very important too. That.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I'm a multitasker. So
We all are. Yeah.
sewer's getting hammered on too, but yeah. You go ahead.
I just have two quick things. First of all, I'm going to ask you if you can talk to the police chief and find out about the old police boat. What's going on with that?
Wasn't supposed to go up to Big Moose.
Well, I think what I was told is sitting up the stump dump.
Was it?
So is it going to be used or not? Because it's just going to sit there and rot. I would like to know if it's going to be sold or used or what. That's all. Just a question.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I asked is because I was told it's sitting up there, just sitting there. So the other thing is, Chief's probably going to be upset with me on this one, but recently, the beginning of this dog thing, we were told this dog wasn't going to cost us any money. And since then, we've been signing bills for paying for stuff for the dog. And I'm not really happy with that. I was a person on the board that kind of was against having another dog because of the cost of it. And I know a lot of people are going to be upset because there could be a good thing that a dog can do. I understand that. I love dogs. They're good animals. But I know what they do to the vehicles. It's just an expense to the town. And now here we are paying for bills for this dog. And I just kind of got upset when I was told that it wasn't going to cost anything. So I went along with it. But anyways, that's
Yeah, it's come
That's
up.
a good point.
So the invoices, if I could go on that, the invoices have been shared, like, hey, we've questioned them, and the last time I shared one with the chief to make sure he was aware of it, he responded pretty quickly, and I think he was going to talk with Jace and figure out, like, you know, what's going on here. The vet bills, we did say their Otter Lake vets did say that they would pay for the vet bills, but those were regular checkups, and the dog got sick. So that was a part of it.
Yeah, they'll pay, non-emergencies they're paying for, but when it cut its paw and did other things, yes.
The mileage training was another one that came up. So
That one, I wondered why he didn't just use one of our cars. That was a lot.
yeah,
They would have asked.
so chief is on it, and then I know it's ongoing with that part of it. I know you raised some money there, Kelly, in the
Yeah, I didn't check my email this afternoon, I know that it's possibly we got some other money. I don't know 100% because I didn't get a chance to check.
yeah. So we'll stay on top of it. We are.
just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Do you have anything else besides that?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Got just a couple things. Busy July, obviously, for everyone. We know we were able to get that WIA application in for the sewer. Number one thing, July 25th. Lot of work to get that done and submitted, and hopes that it'll support the first phase here as we move into like a phase project here. So we already have that MBRC match grant, and we hope the WIA application will team up with that and will be awarded this year. We're feeling pretty good about it. I got a letter of support from Senator Walczyk's office. I want to throw a big shout out to them about that. I got a letter of support from the APA's executive director, Barbara Rice. Another one from the Adirondack Council executive director, Rocky Aguirre. On such short notice, too. Can't thank those guys enough and their teams and their office for supplying those. So we will find out in October if we were able to be awarded any money for the sewer. If not, it's ongoing and we're working towards it. And we've got that other $1 million kind of figured out, we think. So
Yep.
that'll be at least get us jump started here as we look to use that MBRC $485,000 award to get started. At the same time, the CFA was submitted July 31st, the same week. I just want to say thank you again to all the letters of support we received from Senator Walczyk, Adirondack Council, APA, Town of Webb School Superintendent Jennifer Dunn, Town of Inlet Deputy Supervisor Herb Schmidt, Town of Forest Sport Supervisor TJ Entwistle, Old Forge Library Director Linda Wheel, CA Board and Vice President Amelia Yoder, Living 80K's Executive Director Robin Hill, Town Recreation Manager Hannah Wheaton, MJ Bourbon, Executive Director Julie Berlini. I'd like to extend a thank you to Jenny and Dunn in our office. Lots of supporting documentation. This is a 200-page application. We got it hiding over here somewhere. So this is what we put in. First time, at least in a long, long time, that we can track. Maybe it was done way back in the day, but it's going to allow us to do things as been suggested here, planning, design, feasibility studies we've been talking about for months. And we hope that we can be awarded some money to use the professionals to show us, provide some help in educating, planning, and all that stuff. It was a very intense week. So I'm sorry if I didn't get to too many emails and things of that nature. It was a hard thing to get done. I want to thank our summer intern, Natalie the Ryan Barber. She was a ton of help. She's been with us for a few weeks, and she's entering the medical field at Cornell this fall. Tomorrow's her last day, so we wish her the best of luck with everything. She's been a ton of help. So I have no CFA will find out, I think, all the way at the end of the year. So we won't,
Yeah.
we could get awarded all of it, we could get awarded nothing. And it comes to the table for us to decide which we want to support, which we want to move forward on.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you.
I've got, the department head budget meetings. Can't stress enough how informative those were, how great those were. Kelly Hunkins, and I, we decided that was something we wanted to throw out there. I made it to as many as I could, but the data you're gathering, the conversations that were had with these department heads, I mean, I'm astounded by the work that these department heads do outside of their office and can also, juggle the budget. So budget is coming up and we've got those dates set and we'll get those officially out and advertised in September. But
I would like to say thank you to Kelly also. I've had some great conversations with her and she's been doing a lot of homework on that. So thanks, Kelly.
Yes.
it's it's a new thing, right? Budget officer being appointed outside the supervisor's position. So very thankful for you on that. I can't even imagine if I was tackling that. I'd be knocking on Dawn's door even more than I am now. So, couple things as we go into budget season, some other things on the mind. The park mobile, pay by phone, however we want to do it. I want to just grab a quote at some point. I'll see how that goes. We've kind of explored it a little bit for the trailer registration up here at.
That's the top spot, yeah.
Yep, just something to keep them, registered, I guess, and understood. And I've talked with the town court. I've talked to the chief of police, enforcement, and all that stuff. And now it's just a matter of seeing if we can implement it. It'll have to be a public hearing and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Park Mobile is one that is used locally. Lake George, Lake Placid, all that jazz. Pay by phone is just one that I think I've got further along with. I just saw that somewhere else. At the same time, the key fobs. We have a key fob system at the Recreation Center. Hannah does an awesome job working with that. It's something that I brought to the table a few years ago now, and it's pretty great. It works out well, and all department heads were made aware that I was going around with Big Apple to grab a quote and to discuss a camera outside the entrance and exit for safety reasons. We even talked about what we could do here as our town clerk office is come right in that wooden wall there and you come around, it gets pretty busy, and it's just something that I hope to get quotes on. Probably you're talking a year or two to implement. I have no idea. So I just want
That long, huh?
Yeah,
Budget.
gold parts and stuff. I think it was like 14 grand or something, including all the cameras and stuff for the rec center. It was pretty hefty back then. During that travel, though, with Big Apple, I was up at the mountain and the cameras up there. I know we have a quote for all sorts of new equipment, new service, access points, Wi-Fi stuff that I agree is very, very much needed. But it was brought up by Lou. It's someone who I use in other places. He said he could take a look and get those things up and running. He was referring to the webcams we have now that can use the commercial Starlink. And then there's 3 or 4 cameras that I see Steve Hoffel here who put into play there. And I wondered myself, as we move into new, expensive, and how long that process will be as we go into budget season. If it's okay with Kevin and Chris, it's been brought up for those guys to take a look at that stuff to get it up and running. I don't know if you guys have any input on that.
We've been, doing our due diligence, trying to find different people to come get things going. We did get a really good quote, and I think that is the direction we want to go going into budget season for next year. But as I was just talking with Mr. Smith, I was driving up the mountain the other day, and the leaves are already starting to change. So I don't know how long that new equipment will take to install. And again, it was a pretty hefty quote. I think if we can get those cameras up and running for a lot cheaper to get us until January when we can budget for this next year, those cameras are used for sightseeing, people coming from the cities plan their whole trips up here
Based on our
based on the color.
Correct. Correct.
And what's the hurt in having someone look at it? It's not like
Oh, there's no
major
hurt.
expense.
No, there's no hurt.
You know, so I Steve Hoffel's here. I don't,
My equipment's still on the top of the mountain. I offered multiple times to turn it back on, and you guys keep telling me no.
well, it was, we have a different board and whatnot this year, but I don't see the issue with you taking a look at it up there, maybe providing quotes, maybe it's a half an hour's worth of work. I don't know, but we have the proper internet up
My
there.
equipment's still in the T-bar shack. I never took anything down. I just turned it off.
Mhm.
I most likely could probably have it back online relatively quick. The new equipment that you guys purchased and put up, I don't know what it is. If I can implement it to do anything, what its capabilities are. If it's strictly live streaming stuff.
Well, we've got our department head, Kevin, here, and our office manager, the two most important people up there, right? Chris is here. So I don't know would you guys be okay with Steve taking a look at it to see what kind of, or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I think the biggest thing is getting them up as fast as we can.
we're mostly talking about the webcam. I mean, they're not webcams, right?
Yes.
They're
But I will agree with
security cameras too.
yes. Yep. The plan that when I met with Judy and Ben, we came up with an overall plan for the whole facility.
Mhm.
That is our future goal.
Agreed.
But-
Agreed on mine. Yeah.
But
Right.
again, with timelines and
We just don't want to spend a lot of money right now to put something up and then have that money go away and then have to budget for new money too. So, yeah.
and it is really close to budget season. This could be another conversation for that time for the updated system.
You're the department head. You guys are, maybe exchange numbers with Steve.
Yep.
When you get out here, if you haven't already, see if he wants to come take a look and see if we can fire these things up, and then we can work towards the major overhaul that you guys did such a great job of. It's been so hard just to get a quote up there, so I appreciate you
The
guys.
guy that we had up there seems,
Yeah, no, he seemed great. He's local. He'd be able to help us out at any times.
Okay.
thanks, Kevin.
Couple more things. July 18th was up there, Big Moose White Metal Day. Scott, Dustin, and John. That was a really nice thing that we got done up there. Folks were so happy. It was a Saturday, and then I was invited to attend the Big Moose Property Owners Association annual meeting the following Saturday. They were so great. They had me go first because I just had the kid and everything. So it was great to see those folks and reach out to them. And they talked about things like Big Moose Road, County Road, right? Condition it was in, and that kind of rolled right into July 30th, where Alvin, Montana, the new Herkimer County administrator, came to visit and sat down with him and Don Hale. And we mostly talked about the DMV and what kind of services the county could provide and what he's doing. He's a month in, and we offered to help. We offered to see who we could work with that position. That seems to be an issue, and we talked about many things, and hopeful to see what he can address. He's just kind of doing some site visits at the moment, so it wasn't anything specific. But he, really nice fellow. Great part about him is he's a former sewer superintendent down there. He was working in Herkimer, so he's got quite a background, and he seemed really helpful. And to my knowledge, Jim Wallace, the former, was there for 30, 40 years maybe. So we'll see what happens with that. And then lastly, I've got the Old Forge Sewer Rehabilitation Project Fund that we opened through Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida County.
Nice.
And we'll see what comes of that. We've got a donor that is willing to set on a match, and there's some other local individuals and business owners that are interested in putting some money out for that through the Community Foundation. It's that account we set up with them.
Yep.
And Mohawk Valley Gives is a program on September 18th where folks can go on there and look at all the things to donate to, and who knows, maybe I'm the admin for it, so I've got to dial the page up a little bit, but maybe somebody will, throw some money to match some of these other folks that are offering up, as we have to put them in that system. So it might provide just a little bit of help. And then from what I understand, it rolls a lot better into next year. And there's also many other nonprofit organizations and stuff you can donate to on Mohawk Valley Gives, September 18th.
That's all online, Tom.
It's all. That's it.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Yeah. You want to go first? Members of the assembly? Jamie, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll try and keep it real short. First off, I want to take this opportunity to apologize to the board and to the community. I want you to know that I would never bring information to this board or this community that is not true. Apparently, we have been working on putting up a new siren. We were told that the poles at the fire hall were rotten and they could not put a siren up there. Excuse me. We had National Grid come and take a look at the poles, and there's nothing wrong with them.
Oh.
We could have had a siren up there years ago.
That's a bummer.
But we were told that the
I
poles
wanted a siren.
National Grid came in, looked at the poles, and said the only thing that's bad is the cross bracing. Doesn't need to be on there anyways. They would take it off free of charge. The poles are tied together at the top, and they would last probably another 6 feet.
Perfect.
So we've gotten bids on putting a tower up with the siren and moving the antenna because we thought that the poles were rotten. Now we're finding out that they're not, so we may be putting the siren on the poles. We're going to be discussing this tomorrow night at the district meeting.
Okay.
The tanker apparently has been fixed. It's supposed to be delivered today. It was not. So if anybody sees it, please. Okay. I am proud to announce that the high railer, Big Moose High Railer, is in service.
Nice.
It has been moved to Big Moose. They're moving the equipment off from the Suburban over to it. It is in great shape. And I want to reach out to the Adirondack Railroad, who paid to have the equipment, the high railing gear put on it, and New York State Department of Transportation, who paid for it. Total for that installation was around $40,000.
Nice.
And we paid around, I think, 22 or 25,000 for the truck. So, we got a hell of a buy on that truck for the taxpayers. And it is available to go to Beaver River or all the way to Tupper Lake if necessary, or all the way down to Utica. Wherever it's needed, we'll send it. We can use it to haul in personnel. You can go in and get injured people or sick people in Beaver River, bring them out to Big Moose, to the ambulance. And it passed Adirondack Railroad's inspection, and it also passed DOT's inspection. So it's ready to go.
Who can drive it, Jamie?
There's a number of people in Big Moose that took the training. We are going to get some classes to get more people trained on how to operate it. But there is like 6 people up at Big Moose that have the ability to put it on the tracks. And in an emergency, the chief has the right to stop the train, wherever it is, and take over the tracks in an emergency.
Perfect.
So he takes control of it. He owns it at that point in an emergency. Okay.
From my understanding, on top of that, the railroad has always been
They've been
helpful when there's been a call.
Yes, they help us.
Yeah.
We had a fire back there, and they ran the train up with the boxcar and took guys in and pumps and hose. Yes, they're wonderful. They're good to work with. No problem with that. Okay.
Glad to hear that.
I think that's all I got.
Thanks, Gene.
If anybody wants to come to a district meeting, it's tomorrow night at 7:00. We pay bills and go over stuff. We just, Forge just purchased 6 life jackets. They're almost $1,000 a piece. But they will go over the top of the Gumby suits. And, so.
Jamie, the meeting's Thursday night, right? Not
Thursday night. I'm sorry. Did I say tomorrow? Thursday night. 7:00.
It's because it's hot in here.
Yeah.
You just reminded me of
Our best time.
another thing with the railroad. Right around that time, submitting stuff. I got back to him last week, but There's some residents of Beaver River at the Bullock Road crossing that they used to have, and then when they rehabilitated the tracks, they lost it. So the president, Luke Irvine of Adirondack Railway Preservation Society, has been great in communicating with, brought me in on some emails with the DOT and their corridor manager, Nicole Harris now, about getting that up and running again. I guess it's an important part to those guys up there for a crossing. It's referenced as the Bullock Road crossing. So I still have to get some more information on it, but we would have to like apply to the DOT in order for them to reinstate that as a crossing in order for them to work on it. And the railroad actually said do the work for the crossing up there too, which I thought was a really, really nice thing to offer up. So
We could run that high railer, until the tracks get really covered with snow.
yeah,
After the railroad's done running in the fall, we can still run the high railer in there.
mm-hmm.
Hopefully, it will meet, we'll be able to use it until the flow freezes over.
I thought you were going to say until we got access up there.
I hate to see you wasting your time. I don't think I'm ever going to see that in my lifetime.
I hope. Anyone else? Robin Hill was first, Linda.
Robin Hill, living 80K. Just a reminder, talking about the Community Foundation, they are having that social for the nonprofit community or other business community, August 26th from 5 to 7 up at McCauley Mountain. So anybody, if you're interested in going and you haven't registered yet, they'd like to know.
Yeah, but I got an RSVP for that. Like I got invited. Is it open for?
I didn't get invited. I'm bad at a party, but
I'm just saying, is it? I'm sure they're.
I don't think I got an invite. I don't know if it's open.
I'm excited to go. It's like a Wednesday or something.
Let me look at it was an email blast, so let me look at that and I'll get back with both of you on that. Secondly, question about the turbidity that's going on.
Oh yeah, geez, another reminder. Go ahead here, and you can ask your question.
The question is, they're saying it's not going to happen again, and when it does, they stop and try to figure out what they were doing wrong. But my concern is I don't want that happening right before the duck derby on September 6th, because we're not going to get in the water if it's gross.
This was an update on my phone. I just forgot to jot down to put on here. So this is from John Callahan, the Hudson River Black River Regulating District. Super great to talk to. He was here a couple months ago. Their office is doing a great job. He said, just an update from this morning. It was this morning, 9:10 a.m. We are going to close our gates at Old Forge and slightly lift one of the flashboards on the opposite side of the dam to provide roughly the same release rate. That should give Tioga the 48 hours or so they need to complete coffer dam installation. Towards the end of that 48 hours, you may see a reduction in lake elevation of an inch or two, but not much more than that. DEC will be on site with Arcadis and Tioga to monitor water quality and go over the game plan. If all looks good, Tioga would resume filling the cell tomorrow while we continue to monitor the water quality and should be complete by Friday. If anything changes, I will let you know. And then 4:39 p.m., he sent me another update. Tioga plans to resume cofferdam work in the morning. Our expectation is that DC will be present. We believe turbidity will remain below the threshold as long as we are not operating gates. If that's not the case, they will stop work and will reevaluate. We appreciate the patience. That release will get out of our office tomorrow too. So they're very responsive to the issues with the turbidity for sure. That doesn't make it okay, but they do seem to stop, and then it does seem to get better. But it's tough, It really is. It's got to be done, and it's the middle of summer, and people are trying to enjoy themselves, and we got a duck derby coming up, and
Farmers market's doing well. Market manager living here.
I mean, they usually do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, a couple new vendors coming to the farmer's market.
This is Libby.
End of the season. Yes, I'm Libby Zupnik, farmer's market manager. West End Farm will be joining us starting this Friday, I think. And another pottery vendor that I'm excited about coming 4 times between now and the end of the season. Nice. So come on down.
Thank you for doing that. Also, thank you for the newspaper articles you're throwing out there in the town beat. It's really great for people to see that, you know, what we're working on here. Anyone else? Oh, sorry, Linda.
All right. I'm Linda Wheel from Citizen, and also I worked at the Old Forge Library. I just thought it was, it's August, and everyone is super tired, people who work here. It's cumulative, and I'm really impressed with how great and upbeat everybody is staying, regardless, how generally, kind's not the right word, but they're nice enough, you know, and I appreciate that because it's harder when we're tired. The library's had a great season. We wrap up our writers workshop tomorrow with an open mic. If there are any local writers who would like to attend, that begins at 6 p.m. We wrap up our summer reading program Thursday at 1:30 with a concert from Jared Campbell. A lot of the school kids are familiar with him. He has come to our schools and he's beloved. It's very uplifting. If anybody would like to attend that, it's also open to the public. I would like to thank the Historical Association, the Town of Webb Historical Association, the Good Cell. I know Christie's here. Highlighted my summer. And I'm sorry you couldn't attend, but I have talked to Ed Pitts, who gave a great talk on why you can't get to Beaver River, why you can't drive to Beaver River. And, you know, I think as we are looking for more awareness about issues of Beaver River, I have talked to folks at the Adirondack Council myself. I'm friends with a very nice one over there named Sunita. And it seems like if, you know, there are people taking an interest and willing to write a letter or willing to be part of a feasibility study or willing to learn more. 72 people came to the library that night. It was hot in there. And Ed Pitts sure is on board with that. He is the preeminent Beaver River historian. It was Thompson approved. They were in force. And I think he would be willing to do any educational component on Beaver River. If it helped the board, I'm sure he'd do it for you and your guests. It might be a nice thing to do for folks. So DOT, DEC, why not? He's very informative and it was lovely.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I'm going to go back to one thing where Jamie mentioned National Grid too, and the siren and all the good stuff they were doing there. There's one thing on the other side of it is the trees down there in O'Cara. I don't know if you guys have seen the removal on the easement and whatnot.
Yeah, I hammered it.
Tough stuff, and it was brought to my attention by Dennis, who's here, and
Took it away.
and I did make mention of that, and you know, I guess there's only so much can do. But I was going to call National Grid Forester, who stopped in here. He gave us a cell phone that one day, it was a few months ago, and just say like, hey, it'd be nice if like kind of, I know it's an easement, but if we had some sort of knowledge to kind of work also with the property owner. I see Dennis out there. I figured, I don't know if you have, so.
I got something to say.
Yeah.
This is the longest I've been quiet in a long, long time, by the way. Anybody knows me knows I never shut up. See what I mean? Anyway, it's written down here. I'm going to read it as fast as I can, okay? It says, my name is fill in blank. No, it isn't. It says, and I am a resident here in the town of Webb. I'm standing before you tonight on sitting to address the aggressive clear cutting currently being executed by National Grid along our roads and power corridors. We all agree that power reliability and infrastructure maintenance are important, but the sheer scale of this cutting is doing severe long-term damage to the identity of our town. Webb's entire economy relies on tourism, and our primary asset is our natural beauty. Visitors come here especially for the scenic views, the dense Adirondack canopy, and the feeling of escaping into nature. Replacing our beautiful roadsides with barren, cleared eyesores directly threatens this appeal. If we destroy our scenic vistas, we risk hurting our local businesses, property values, and rental markets. Tourists have options, and they will not choose to come and spend their money in a town that looks clear-cut and industrialized. Beyond the visual and economic fallout, they are facing serious environmental consequences. Stripping these trees causes immediate soil erosion, destroys critical wildlife habitats, and removes the natural sound barriers that keep our residential neighborhoods peaceful. National Grid has to be held accountable, and if I can get this page to move over, I'll finish. Come on, damn it. Oh, there it is. It's a phone. I'm not that good at this stuff. It says, beyond the visual and economic fallout, we're facing serious environmental consequences. Stripping them of the trees will cause immediate soil erosion, destroys critical wildlife habitats, removes the natural sound barriers to keep our residential neighborhoods quiet and peaceful. National Grid needs to be held accountable to the communities they serve. I urge this board to formally intervene. Please demand that National Grid halt this aggressive cutting and work with the town on a compromise. We need a targeted management plan that protects our power lines without sacrificing our landscape and our economy. It's got a different line than the last values. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it. I'm 37 years down there, a little tiny bit of privacy, and like a lot of the other people up above there, you might as well walk into my living room with your car.
Oh.
It's going to be sad. I'm going to hate it, but
And where does it end?
they're doing everything. This is why I want you to know and be aware. This plan, they do plan to go wherever there's primary lines, and they're going to do the same mess that they're doing down there. They're calling their right of way 25 feet from the center of the pole going one way, 25 feet going the other way. That's up in the air, but they're doing it on the ground too. And it's wrong. I rest my case. And now I got to shut up because the dog's been sitting in the car waiting for me. I picked the longest meeting in the world to come to.
All of our meetings are long.
Everybody can do a great job.
And I've got one more thing from my end here before I forget. Kyle got an email to us just before the meeting. He had an injury that, but he wanted me to read in reference to the admin fee. So, this is still my belief to be the best course of action we as a board could take. Although adding more fees onto property owners and business owners is not what any of us would ever want to do. It ensures the future of clean and reliable water to those users. As we have seen with the current sewer infrastructure and not being able to fix what we have due to costs so high that we must search and apply for any and all grants that are available to obtain a sustainable future within the sewer district. The added fee to each reading only ensures that we can continue to provide, rehabilitate, and fund any necessary repairs to our water district without having to solely rely on funding from state or nonprofit agencies. So in regards to the admin fee, the water admin fee, I would like to think that this fee would be thought of as an investment opportunity for each and every individual or business within the water district. I would also like to pass any and all credit to our outstanding DPW Superintendent Scott Gaffney, as he is the one that brought this idea to our attention. As many communities around have similar fees added onto their billing in order to ensure the future of their communities as well. I'm not asking the board to move on this tonight, as I do feel we still have some ground to cover before a vote should be taken on this matter. We need to hear what you, the users within the water district, have to say, good, bad, or otherwise, to make sure we make the best decision we can for you, the community. Thank you, everybody who took the time out of your evening to be here. Warmest regards, Councilmember Collins. Nice little message you put together in regards to that. And got that public hearing is ongoing, so we'll give them that here. Chris?
Just really quickly, and on
You're fine, go ahead.
On a positive note, and then in a good way, hopefully. I just want to give out a little update on McCully to say good kudos out to the this golf course that our very own Kevin Kress designed and his team put together and built. A little over a month, we've seen well over 100 people come through there. Our feedback from everyone has been really good. They're talking about that course as it's a tournament quality course. So if you haven't gotten up there, you should check it out. It's going really well. And so it's just keeping us moving in the right direction. We're doing our best to make it a fourth season, and the changes that we've got going on, his vision for it, it's all coming together. It's looking great, and so just wanted to do a shout out.
You guys are quite a team. Give you some credit too, there, Chris.
And honestly, people put together those courses and they hire designers and spend tens of thousands of dollars on it. And Kevin went and sat down with his computer and map. And I know you're going to yell at me for tomorrow for saying all this stuff is very good.
Surprised you didn't walk out.
He just did it, and with great vision, and he got his team together, they rallied around him, and they built this great golf course, which I think is going to, bring a lot of people to us. Hopefully we'll be into those tournaments, and then people can sit down and have an after golf glass of wine on our deck. I mean, come on.
And a hot dog.
So that's all.
Great, all great stuff, everybody.
Yeah, that's
good. Anybody else? Steve?
Steve Hoffel. Could you give us just a quick rundown of what the breakdown is with the health insurance for employees? Like, what does the town pay? What does the employee pay? Because they gave you this, what it is right now.
It's where's my
what our policy is?
Yeah.
Oh, what it is, what we are.
What you have right now, not what he's projecting. What?
Yeah, we're 90-10. Yeah.
Yeah, we're 90-10 for
90-10.
90-10. So the town picks up 90, they pick up 10.
Correct.
And then he was talking about the HRA. So do you guys put money in
employee
towards their deductible?
Yeah, if we went that route, we would.
Okay.
Yep.
And he sort of downplayed the HSA. That's something you really want to look at with going with the bronze, because they put the money in tax-free. It earns interest tax-free. You take the money out to pay for medical expenses tax-free. And if you leave the money in when you turn 65, you can take the money out towards retirement and only pay taxes on it what your rate is at the time. So it is a very good vehicle that will make the bronze plan even more attractive when people look at it long-term. Because, as I said, like I'm using it right now to pay for my Medicare. I put that money away tax-free, and now I'm paying for Medicare tax-free money.
Yeah, we've got a lot of communication that's going to be almost at least weekly, if not daily, with Ian moving forward here. So we'll have him put that stuff on paper for us to take a look at.
Because, like I said, he sort of downplayed it, and it is a very good vehicle.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Steve. Okay. Anybody else? All right. Ice cream shop.
You're not gonna go into executive session.
No.
Oh, can I get a motion to pay the audited claims?
I'll make a motion.
Judy?
I'll second.
Second, Ben, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion.
Ben? Aye. All in favor?
Aye. Good night, everybody.